And in the words of the founding fathers of this show, we are live on June 17th, 2026, just before 11 p.m. Central Time, and it is back to another K&K Show TAKEOVER with Brandon, Scoop, and our buddy Rob. Brandon, how you doing, man?
Could be better after the events of this
Early
afternoon,
afternoon.
early afternoon. But overall, the Yankees made up for it tonight at least, so there's something positive there. But yeah, that's basically it. My day was pretty much up and down in terms of sports, but other than that, it was fine. So we'll be all right. We'll live. We'll see what happens next week, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So
Felt that, yeah, no. That was quite an eventful game. It started off, well, depending on which game you're talking about. As far as the Yankees are concerned, you mentioned that Carlos Rodon made it interesting at times, but ultimately kept us in it enough for the offense to take over and do its thing, and it ended up being a decisive win right before you go and take in the next game of this series tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken.
yep, I'll
So-
be there. I'll be there.
That's-
I'll be there praying that Ryan Weathers doesn't crap the bed. So we'll see.
I'll be just praying that we give him enough run support.
Yeah.
And with that, our guy from the Pacific Northwest, our buddy Rob. Rob, how are you doing?
I don't know what's going on. Really confused. I'm really confused by the world of sports this past week. It was very eventful. It was very insane. It made no sense, and I'm excited to talk about all of it because it was amazing.
Sounds
And
good.
also incredibly stupid at the same time from a multitude of reasons, which we'll get to.
Yeah. So plenty to discuss, as we've all alluded to. And Brandon, I know you had some strong feelings about your game today. You want to start off? With that?
Which one? Are we doing Portugal first?
Well, I said your game, so yes.
Yeah, that's it, because it is my game. I understand that a couple people had Congo as like a dark horse to like kind of make it out of the group, like like second or whatever it is, and like kind of
How?
I've seen that. I've seen it.
Okay.
Prayers
to those people.
Jesus, but I look at us playing. We're the 5th ranked team in the world. Congo is in somewhere, I think 46 or so, 46 or 48. I'm sorry, a top 10 to even top 20 country in the world should not be losing to a team that's 40 or 50th, whatever it is. So
tell that to Spain and almost tell that to France.
Like, yeah, because it's like, honestly, even though it's a draw today, that was a loss for Portugal. It absolutely was. That was, and I've said it a few times today, but I will say it again. That is the worst game in Portuguese soccer history, and it's not even close. They've never looked that bad in my entire life watching them. They've never looked that bad really in any other game watching them. I said to you, Rob, before the games started that all the big teams look bad, sure, but Portugal is not a team that kind of looks like slow, or they look like they're unprepared. But today, for some reason, they did. They had no answer for basically Congo parking the bus essentially, and they had no answer for just. I don't get it. How many times are we gonna just pass the ball back and forth in the midfield, or quite literally at midfield, and not advance forward, not try to push the ball forward, not create any dangerous chances, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, I mean, a tie is not the worst thing in the world. It's still better than obviously losing to Congo, which they could have. But, and the thing is, how many teams make it out of the group stage? Portugal will still make it out of the group stage, barring an absolute just collapse. But they just made it really hard on themselves today by tying. So
yeah, I think the word, and I'm really thankful. I was busy and/or really tired. We've had an immense amount of sun here, which in the Pacific Northwest, which has made it really hot. And as you know, I live in a freaking state that's cloudy as hell, so my schedule's just all over the place. But I'm really glad I didn't spend any time watching Spain, Brazil versus Morocco, And even France, because look, France won, but it took them 70 minutes. It shouldn't have taken them that long. And then your game today.
Yeah.
And I called you after I got done with everything I had to do in the morning. And I was like, listen, man, this is the story of this entire World Cup right now, because you can't. Even Colombia came on after wiffle ball, and you told me the same thing about this Colombia game that's about to finish. All these major countries, other than Argentina, other than Germany, who roasted Curacao 7-1 in a game that was basically over right from the start, that these teams, it perfectly encapsulated what we said on Thursday on What's the Scoop last week.
Yeah.
We said that, Mexico came out in this tournament. It wasn't obvious. It was a really weird game for the reasons that we discussed last week. But we said there's potential for a lot of these teams to just play flat in the opening game because they think it's so much easier. And we were hammering home the goal differential concerns that we were going to have. We were hammering home the potential of all these. Remember, for months we were talking about, oh my God, the group stage isn't even that important because there's going to be so many lopsided results. And impressively enough, the only one that we've seen is Germany.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest surprise that we've seen throughout, 7 match days across like the first stage of the group stage, basically the first round of the group stage, if you will, that the most entertaining games of this tournament haven't been the big teams.
No. Yeah.
They really haven't. I mean, Austria, Jordan was really entertaining. Iran and New Zealand yesterday was a fantastic match, and I feel bad for what the U.S. government did to Iran, just saying, oh, yeah, you have to go straight back to Mexico, which was stupid beyond belief. But aside from that, the lower tier teams and lower tier games, I'll even throw the U.S. in there. U.S. is probably the third or fourth best team in terms of pure performance right now in this tournament. And again, I'm going to be flat. I'm going to be straight with you. There's no chance the U.S. makes it past the quarterfinals. I think it's more realistic they make it to the quarterfinals than not if they keep up, because they finally played European football. And again, that's the unique part. The U.S. with Pochettino came and felt like they played European football for 90 minutes, and Portugal didn't. France didn't do it for 70 minutes. And then Spain was lackadaisical as hell in the first 7 days. So the better matches have been these lower tier teams that are actually trying to win, that are kind of playing uniquely tactically with some parking the bus things. But it has kind of threw us through a loop, I think, across the board to just see these top 15, I guess not top 15, let's go top 10, top 12 countries by FIFA rankings, just kind of not caring for 90 minutes, just kind of thinking we're going to find a way to score. I think Spain is obviously more of a poster child that I think is more important for us to get to than Portugal, but it is a shock. It feels, and it makes the tournament more interesting going into tomorrow and the rest of the way in the group stage. But a lot of these really good countries, I'm sorry, you do not want to finish third in any of these groups. You don't even want to risk it. And the fact that all these countries are risking it because of how they performed, it's kind of incredible. It's kind of, that was the one thing that I don't think anyone would have betted on, honestly, how flat everyone is.
I just don't get that. Like, it's like when I watch all these games, like in so many other previous tournaments, when you went into these group stages, you knew when the big country was just going to play one of the smaller countries in their group, the third or fourth place teams, they would smack the crap out of them, 4-1, 5-0, something like that.
And you would maybe have, and again, I get it's bigger groups, but you maybe, Argentina barely made it out of their group in Qatar, if you remember. So that was probably the only scare that we saw in 2022, at least from my recollection. So this is like, it's a stunner. Stunning. And then England today, and Croatia even, but England especially, we're worried about what they're going to do defensively with Thomas Tuchel. That's still a concern. But that was profound attacking football that we haven't seen since Germany early in the tournament. So and England had the worst time. I mean, the shooting outside of the facility. I'm just stating facts here. The shooting out of the facility, them losing all their training stuff earlier in the week. England probably was the least prepared. It was like England and Iran, for awful reasons, both obviously for different reasons, had the worst weeks. And Iran, I think, still played well, even in a loss. It wasn't amazing, but I think they played well per expectation for how bad it was. And England was England. But yeah, I'm just sitting here, with the Colombia game about to end, going, man, none of this makes any sense. And we get to round 2 of the group stage next week with a lot of question marks and not a lot of answers. So you can go from there.
Like the only team that can coast really going into the knockout stage is Germany, because they have +6 goal differential.
Oh yeah, they're making it through no matter what. And I think Argentina, I mean, I can't speak on Germany because they played Curacao and smoked them. But Argentina, you can make the case that Algeria just didn't care about Messi, and that's rightfully fair.
Yeah.
But screw the attacking part of it. You watched the game yesterday. Defensively, they were incredibly sound.
Yeah.
They were incredibly sound. And it felt really like Argentina was like, okay, we need to make a statement. No one's really betting on us to win the tournament. We need to come out and make a statement and show that we can still be competitive across this board, especially with all the concerns we have defensively across this World Cup. Argentina probably had the biggest statement. And again, I'm not including the U.S. because they don't deserve to be included because they're not going to go far. But I'm just taking, the top 10 rankings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there any more than you would like to add from that? Because I don't want to hog the segment, but I'm just stunned. I'm mumbling. I don't know what the hell's going on here.
See, like the worst part to me about what I saw today from like Portugal, so we're talking about the big clubs, is like, even though the other clubs
or countries in this case, but yes,
sorry, but yeah, even though the other countries were kind of sleepwalking through, like the big countries were sleepwalking through their games, like, they were still creating chances. It was kind of just, the other team was kind of just, the other country was just on the, kind of keeping themselves alive or afloat in these games. But when I'm watching Portugal today, and the thing is, they made such a big deal out of Portugal having the best midfield in the world and the best midfield in the tournament.
That was the talk of the town. Absolutely.
And there was not a single cross from that midfield into the box. Not one today.
Yeah.
And I'm like, or there wasn't even a shot attempt on goal from midfield today. The first shot attempt on goal from the midfield came in like the 90th minute, and it was Bruno Fernandes. Like, that can't happen if you're Portugal. Those guys, by the 90th minute, that midfield should have had about 4 or 5 shot attempts apiece on net by the 90th minute.
We'll get to Fox in a moment, because Fox deserves not a lot of love for how they're doing this tournament. But Thierry Henry said something very pointed in the postgame that I think you'll agree with, which is like the whole conversation that we've had for Portugal for years, you and I, is like, okay, they're better without Ronaldo, but when Ronaldo's on the pitch to get him the ball and all that stuff, Ronaldo was trying to get them going with his passes and stuff like that. Very different than how Messi played, because they're different players. But it's like Thierry Henry basically said that he was basically like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm kind of in shock right now. But basically he was like, listen, Ronaldo can't do everything. It's not about, because the conversation around town was, oh, it's about Ronaldo, right?
Yeah.
It's about what about Ronaldo? What about him? It's like, okay, no, it's not about him. What about the rest of the roster? You go through everyone you had a problem with today minus Ronaldo. As Colombia scored again, so that's even worse.
That was the greatest cross I've ever seen in my entire life.
That was beautiful. But skip Ronaldo for a moment, and hi Nikki, welcome. Skip Ronaldo for a moment. Tell me everyone you had a problem with today.
Ronaldo is the last one.
Exactly.
That's the thing. I have a problem with Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes. Bernardo Silva was garbage today. Pedro Neto plays for Chelsea. Did nothing today.
Chelsea had a bad year.
What is it? Nuno Mendes literally couldn't stay on his feet for more than 5 seconds. Like Rafael Leao's got all that speed, but yet he was just running straight into Congo defenders because he was just pressing because nobody else would. So I don't blame him too much for that, but still you gotta be smarter with the ball at your feet. Like there's just Ronaldo's the last one I would have a problem with. And you know what? Honestly, I feel like, oh, well, Ronaldo can't be a winger anymore. I disagree because honestly, Ronaldo's the only one willing to pass the ball into the box, and he did that a lot today when he did get the ball.
He was really trying to get the ball to other players today.
And the thing is, every single one of his passes was crisp, and it got through. Every single one of his passes. When he would come out of the box to go get it, like it's just. I don't understand. When you come out of the box to go get it and you can see that he's trying to make something happen, the other guys around him should then be pushing into the box when he comes out. Instead, they're just watching him come out of the box and do nothing to help him, and he's getting trapped like a fish basically by 3 or 4 Congo defenders. And I'm like, guys, help your captain out.
Yeah.
Like it just
don't leave him on an island.
That's basically all Portugal did today. And that's what pisses me off. Is like, you're supposed to have the best midfield in this tournament. Where was it today? Wow, that was almost a banger of a shot.
By Uzbekistan, right at the end, right?
Oh my God, it was a laser. But like, it just makes me angry when I see a team that collectively has some of the best players in the world at their positions, like number 1 in the world at their positions, and they all played like crap today. Every single one of them, like I can't. They're the only good player today for Portugal was probably João Neves, and that's only because he scored the goal to start the game and did nothing else after that. So other than him, other than that one moment, Portugal literally did nothing the whole game but pass the ball back and forth. And the thing is,
it's not the word that I think, not to put it in your mouth, but it was just not clinical today.
It wasn't. It wasn't like passes weren't sharp. The vision for guys, they their heads were down, trying to make passes that are keeping their head up, looking their head on a swivel, like finding open guys. Like even the commentary team was like, hey, by the way, if you make these passes a second or two sooner, you have an open shot on goal. But because you're waiting so long and you're basically allowing Congo to collapse on your players when they get the ball, you have no space now to try to make something out of it. So it bothered me. Like I don't know. For me, it's just I do give credit to Congo, but the problem is Portugal has never been a big club, a big country in terms of height. Like they've always been smaller. The Portuguese always been smaller. But
not against the Congo, they're not.
But but against Congo, there's a lot of times. You know what's funny? Actually, let me revise what I said before. João Neves, even though he scored the goal, was not the best player on the pitch today. The best player on the pitch, and he only played about 20 minutes, was actually Conceição.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was the only one trying to push the pace down the wing. He was the only one doing it. So, and the thing is, he's looking for guys to cross, the ball into the box. He's looking for guys to find. There's only 2 Portuguese players and 6 Congo defensemen in the box. Where is the rest of Portugal?
Yeah.
Where are the rest of you?
And Nikki said about the Norwegians going up the escalator. I was just going to say that about Norway. That's the thing about Norway with Erling Haaland. They can just do you see what they did against Iraq? Cross header, nothing. It was easy.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know.
I will say that escalator thing, that escalator rowing thing, that guy at the top of the quote unquote fictional boat they were rowing, he's lucky he didn't get the damn flag stuck in the escalator. Else it would have been hell for everybody.
Oh my god. Okay, USA stuff quickly before Scoop, if you don't mind, I need to yell about Fox for 2 minutes.
Okay.
So USA, good job, Scoop. 1 goal off. Very good job. Very good job. I was surprised, but again, I think I said this is what I wanted from Pochettino. Brandon, just from a footballing perspective, that's what Pochettino can bring to a team.
Yeah.
If you get and he said something that I think was really poignant in training. He was like, the US players know nothing about stress because it's no promotion relegation. It was kind of a referendum on the MLS, which we'll get to. But I think the attitude switch the last month and a half was the reason that this team played so well. I think if I was to take everything in just a microcosm, the bad Belgian game, the bad Portugal game in the friendly period, that he was like, we needed to change the mentality of this entire roster.
Yeah.
And I think that's also why he picked the players that he picked.
Yeah.
Because it was a mentality shift. It's like, we're going to play attacking. We're actually going to play differently. And it's something, again, we haven't seen that. Think about it. We haven't seen that since what? 2002 maybe? When we made the quarters? 2010 maybe?
Well,
it's the best performance we've had as a country. And I mean, I get it. It's Paraguay, and I don't think Paraguay is a pushover like other people do.
Yeah.
But still impressive. It still counts for something when the other countries have been that bad, especially.
Like, you know what the problem is for me is like, or when I saw so many people today after the Portugal game before saying that, oh, you know, the manager is not as much to blame as the players on the pitch. I'm like, but here's the problem. The manager dictates your tactics. The manager is helping pick the players along with the rest of his staff.
You're right, but he's the one who makes those final decisions. So he doesn't like somebody, he makes those decisions.
Like just in every sport, a manager does deserve blame when a team does not play well, and it doesn't matter what.
More than anybody.
But so it's like, I hate when people are like, oh, well, it's the soccer players on the pitch, it's not the manager. I'm like, well, Roberto Martinez, he has no tactics whatsoever.
I feel targeted by that statement, but okay.
He's got the same problems as he did when he was managing Belgium, where Belgium failed with their golden generation to win anything because once again, the whole low block nightmare. They can't figure out how to break down a low block at all. So
did Wemby last week, but it's different.
Well, yeah, but same thing with Portugal today. Like, when you're a manager. When you have a manager that knows what they're doing and comes in and changes your style of play for the better, of course it's going to obviously look a lot better. So, you know, like that's the problem that, like, a lot of big clubs have, like the ones who haven't won in a while or haven't won at all, like a Portugal, whatever. When you keep playing the same style of football over and over and over and over and not change anything, of course you're not going to win anything, no matter how talented you are. It's not like – that was the one thing on the broadcast here that kind of, you know, gnawed at me a little bit, was when one of the commentators said, oh, Portugal has enough talent that even if they draw today, they'll be fine going forward because the talent will rise up. I'm like, that's
but again, I don't like that in a World Cup where you only have 3 games in a group stage. You have 3 games.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who you freaking play, and we saw it this week.
And because now you make your second game a must win. Now your second game is a must win.
Especially with Colombia.
Yeah,
being up by 2 goals in the goal differential and getting the 3 points.
Like if you know, once again, one of my best friends, like you know Eric, but Eric was texting me just now. He's like, oh yeah, I'm like, you know, he was looking back through all our messages talking about how bad Portugal was today. He's like, it's only 1 game, we'll be fine. I'm like, bro, but it was Congo. It's not like we were playing freaking, you know, Messi. It's not like you're playing against Erling Haaland. You're not playing Spain. You're playing a team you should have smacked by 5 goals. Like, that's the problem.
It is a referendum on all the top countries in the world that the only team that really smacked their opponent was Germany.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Really. If we look past this past week.
Yeah, everybody drools over, like, listen, did Argentina win 3-0? And that's, you know, that result does matter at the end of the day. Yes. But those 2 goals came late, and the goalie was responsible for literally 2 of those goals should have been saved.
Again, I think regardless of Germany, I'm just gonna say this, regardless of Germany, Argentina is the best team right now.
Yeah.
They just are.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I don't, you know, now if the US plays that style of football going forward, will they be fine? Yeah. But at the same time, that style of football is only going to matter so much until you get a group stage, it's a knockout stage, and you're playing a Germany or a Spain.
I'm not expecting them to. I just want to see quality football. If we do that against, listen, we haven't beaten a European side since 2021, and it was Bosnia. Bosnia also hasn't played bad, but if we'll beat Australia this week in Seattle. Very excited. if we beat Turkey, if we beat Turkey in 2 weeks, we'll see what happens for the rest of the tournament. That's gonna be great.
Yeah.
That's gonna be huge. Scoop, what has been your enjoyment of the World Cup so far from you? Because I think the important thing for you is just I want to get your sense of the excitement, your experience, what it's like. That's kind of more what I want to see from you. And I want to see if you can actually get another U.S. score right next week or in 2 days. 2 days. But yeah.
Right. No, so obviously, I had spoken to you about kind of the novelty for which the level of which I've just been getting into the World Cup more and more. And I think what was really getting my attention was just the fact that I don't know, I just found it more engaging. I found the fact that it was so that they really, like you said, they really did come to rise up to a different level than we had seen at the end of the last time we had seen them. And and not just seeing it from Pulisic, but also seeing other guys who aren't necessarily maybe the
Balogun
household,
too.
the household names, that and which is going to be necessary if they're going to make any sort of noise whatsoever going forward.
Yeah.
So-
But I guess more I want to ask you, what has it been like for you just experiencing the World Cup as a whole? Like, what has this been like? I do appreciate the U.S. analysis because it's accurate, but
yeah,
I want to get more of the bigger picture of what this is
like
like
on the
for
personal side of it.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, I think you guys had said for a while that once you start to understand more of the international scale of what the World Cup means and what just the game of if you want to call it soccer, football, association football, whatever you want to call it, what it means and the passion for which it exists across different countries. Brandon obviously has talked about Portugal. You've spoken about not just Romania, but have spoken about. I think you've spoken about a couple of different.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And because obviously, I mean, you guys have been following, for example, the EPL much longer than I have, but just seeing the excitement that exists and getting to see like the US, because you see the stuff with like the Olympics, or we saw it a little bit last year with the WBC, but it just feels like there's just been like another level of a beast that's been kind of awakened with when it comes to the World Cup and the ferocity with which not just players but like just the fans themselves, and it's like you said, you're like, you think you're a fan. You were talking about the football, about American football with the Eagles at the time. He was like, you think your fans are crazy. Wait until you see fans of like Germany, or fans of Spain, or fans of
England.
England.
Yeah.
And
it's a different level.
Or Scotland right now. Scotland in the U.S.
Oh my God. Scotland drank all of Boston's beer in a day.
Yeah.
They were
at Yankee Stadium. They were also at Yankee Stadium tonight too.
Yeah.
So
it's awesome, man.
It's just been really cool to get to see more and more. Now I know are a lot closer to the action itself. I mean, there's unfortunately Jackson, Mississippi did not make it in terms of a venue option. I'm
sorry, but good
for this season. But
it's not. I was gonna say it's not. They wouldn't need one hydration break. They would need 17.
Yeah, they would need 17 hydration.
Why do you think I have a 40? Sorry, I don't mean to be doing like a product placement here, but why do you think I've got? Fine. Why do you think I've got a 44-ounce friggin' Sonic water here right now?
Why do you order water from Sonic? Don't you have a tank?
A tank?
You have a sink behind you.
Bro, have you heard of the Jackson water crisis?
Yes, but where does the Sonic water come from then?
They've got better purification than we do where I live.
Okay, I respect that, but that is awful then. I'm
Oh, it
sad
is.
for you. That's
Oh,
awful.
it is. The Jackson water situation is not great, but that's not what the show is for.
Okay, so I respect that. Damn. Okay,
Yeah.
Fox, I'm sorry, I love you, but you deserve a lot of, I guess more. I wouldn't say hate, but I'm upset with Fox at the moment.
10 lashings across the ass. I'm kidding.
Yes. Okay. So here's Scoop spilled all of his
That's
precious
fine.
Sonic water.
I
So
didn't
why don't
spill
you just
anything.
get?
I didn't
Why
spill
don't you just
anything
get
at
a
all.
Sprite? Why don't you just get a Sprite or something? Okay, whatever.
How does a Sprite hydrate you?
Yes, it does.
Oh well, no, it's soda.
It's-
No,
I was just gonna
soda.
say, what are you on?
I got the FIFA World Cup from McDonald's. I got the small plastic cups. Those are great. Anyway, so who at Fox decided it was a good idea to put the legend Rebecca Lowe, who's we've seen her on NBC.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Probably her and Kate Scott are the two best presenters, regardless of sports,
Yeah.
in the world at the moment. I don't think there's much debate on that. Zlatan, great. We love him. Just a joy. Thierry Henry, who's been really great.
He's brutally honest, and I love it.
And then you have the American Alexi Lawless, which again I ask. He would have been better with Peter Schmeichel, and I apologize. The other dude with the difficult name, I apologize vehemently because he's great. He would have made more sense traveling the country with Rob Stone than being next to that crew. They hate him on that set because, of course, he was not going to be welcomed on that set. You have two legends of the game from Sweden and England. You have the best presenter in all of football right now, in all of the world, I would argue.
Well, I was gonna say, isn't Thierry Henry French?
Oh no, he's French. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Why is Alexi Lawless there? Is he just there to make hot takes? I swear, I can't even put on that halftime show because I don't want to hear what he spews. I don't care.
Have you seen when they look at him?
Like, yeah, they look at him with disgust.
Like I've literally seen him make a point. I forget what it was. I saw him either yesterday or the day before.
I'm gonna turn off my lights. I'm sorry. I got to do this really quick.
Yeah, like he made a point on the broadcast, whatever it was, and like Thierry Henry and Zlatan were like looking at him like, bro, are you serious? Like they actually said to him like, no, like, no.
Why do we need MLS defenders everywhere? Why are we vehemently defending this dumb league that sucks?
Oh.
Why are we defending this?
Tell my manager that. My manager said to me tonight, he's like, I gotta get you into club football instead of just the country stuff. I'm like, no, because I don't want to watch the MLS because the product is garbage. I will not watch the MLS.
And it's like, and I respect them trying to promote the MLS, but listen, Fox has the B tier package. Why are they promoting their B? Why? What's the flipping point? And then the Fox execs, again, I throw this with a massive caveat that this report is fairly unverified from Front Office Sports. So massive caveat here. But apparently, Fox executives were upset at ESPN's coverage of the World Cup, which I don't understand. Why do you care about what ESPN is putting out? Why do you care? They're the ones getting restricted. You have all the highlights. What are you doing? And then I have ESPN FC on the background right now on ESPN2. Just a quick plug. You know what? I'll give them a quick plug. You know why? Because they're great. They've been great all tournament. They've been amazing. They've actually properly given us analysis. And Alexi Lawless is spewing crap. And it's like, so I'll let the announcers slide, like the actual game announcers, because they're not the problem. They're actually mostly fine. I would argue John Strawn and Stu Holden have pretty good rapport. It's just it's way too American for my taste. Because I'm sorry, you should have English commentators. You should have Derek Ray and Rob Green do the final. They're the best commentary team you have. I I don't understand. I'm so happy that that Fox is going to lose this contract because they probably will lose it. And you know what? Give it to Netflix. I don't care. I don't want Fox to do soccer coverage anymore. They're so Americanized. They care about the MLS way too much. Their executives are complaining about other networks' coverage while their coverage is just unwatchable at the moment. And it's like, again, they are the ones that are spewing this thing that USA is going to win the whole thing when you should be talking about Portugal and Congo. You should be talking about Spain. But no, we're just going to yell about the fact that US won 4-1. We've moved on. We're
like
3 match days over. What are we doing? Who cares?
What the worst part about this entire World Cup and its broadcasting.
Fox. It's Fox.
Yeah, and it's broadcasting is Fox. And it's not just that, but it's like this whole World Cup broadcasting wise. Well, not even just the presentation of it all. It just feels like such an American excess schmooze fest that it's like look at all the great stuff America has. Meanwhile, we're gonna ignore all the 57,000 problems that are happening around the world that involve the U.S. But we're gonna talk about how much the U.S. Here's a Carl's Jr. commercial. Here's another commercial with David Beckham trying DoorDash. Here's another hydration commercial break where we don't come back in time because we're trying to fit so many damn ads during the commercial break,
and we're slowing the game down.
Yeah, and then when we do get back, it's look at this beautiful stadium in Houston. Look at this beautiful stadium in East Rutherford. First of all, it's not a beautiful stadium; it's prison. But thank you. It's becoming so this is honestly this World Cup. And I hate to say this, don't take this as I'm a communist or anything, but this is an American propaganda fest. That's what this World Cup is.
It absolutely is. And you know who else deserves massive credit? Telemundo. Because Telemundo...
It's how it is.
Not only are they telling it like it is, no commercials during hydration breaks. They want to show every aspect of it. I've heard so many people say, and I can't do it because I just want the American commentary, even if I don't like it. But for the people who are able to turn on Telemundo and just watch the Telemundo coverage, even if you don't speak Spanish, do it. It's way better. Just do it. Oh my God, it's unbelievable.
I mean, you can and now TVs have a translate button now anyway. You can just translate it.
True, but again, if you remember. I think you had a problem with how Fox did the Nations League final. We both had a problem with how they did the Euros. We also had a massive problem with the Qatar schedule, not the times, but the networks, because it was football season. They didn't know how to cover it with football season. It was an entire mess. And whatever else. They're really. There's no reason for them to have these talented of crews across the country and ESPN to just not even have the coverage and beat them at their own game.
Yeah.
And ESPN wasn't even that great, before when they had coverage. They weren't that. They're better without it somehow. I don't understand it. It's so Americanized. And then we just ignore it. There's games going on in Canada and Mexico as well.
Yeah.
Which they're vibrant stadiums, really fun environments, especially Mexico with it's unbelievable. We have turned, this is going to sound awful. We have turned soccer into American football in the worst possible way. The ad breaks, it's basically turned into 4 quarters, which is not what football is supposed to be. And the commercials are dumb and intoxicatingly awful. And there's so much more I can go into. The sponsors everywhere. Lenovo Game Break. And it's Lenovo AI. Oh, yeah, more AI sponsorship.
Then that's just a slap in my face, given my issues with Lenovo in the last months.
Powerade Hydration Break. When's the last time you had a Powerade? I don't willingly get Powerade.
I enjoy a good Powerade. I do enjoy a good
Powerade earlier today.
It's fine. It's. And by the way, like you know how much money Fox is making off the hydration breaks. We got the numbers yesterday. Do you want to guess how much money they're making just off hydration break commercials throughout this World Cup? Just make a guess. Throw it out there. Of how much money they're making, not halftime, just hydration break ads. So just the quarter breaks. How much money are they making?
I'm gonna say somewhere in probably the $750 million range.
Scoop.
I didn't even know where to start with a number, so I'll go 900 million.
$250 million.
Okay,
Okay,
so
well, we overshot that by a mile.
yeah, we did.
Still, they're making $250 million
It's
off
still
this.
triple digit million dollars.
And not to say, and this is a whole thing that I don't even know how to get to because we'll see how it develops. They bought Roku yesterday too.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to say about that. So I don't know. Fox.
Can we all just agree that right now in the current state of soccer, none of it makes any sense.
It's awful. It doesn't make sense. It's awful. It doesn't make sense and it's awful. You know what else didn't make sense and was kind of awful and was also kind of fun? UFC Freedom 250.
You're not wrong.
That is a hell of a segue.
Listen to me really clearly. I'm just going to throw this out there. The fights, amazing. Best card in years. The political aspect of it, really awful. Just straight up awful. Awful, but also slightly funny because if you guys did notice on the Octagon, Saudi Arabian tourism promotion at the White House. What? Trump coins. Why? What? We're watching what? Okay, what else? Trump fell asleep during the fights? How do you fall asleep during a UFC event?
Did he just turn 80?
That's why they had this thing. Listen, How do you fall asleep when two people are punching each other's faces off? How do you fall asleep?
I mean, listen. As someone who lives with two grandparents who are turning 70, it starts happening once you hit the AARP age. Once you start hitting something plus, it starts happening. So I don't blame him for falling asleep at the worst times possible. So because I'm just it happens. That's what happens when you get old. Old people sleep a lot. Just like babies. A baby sleeps a lot. Then you go to your whole adult life. That you basically revert back into a baby when
you go back.
Yeah. So
it
just is.
And it's and it was cool. And it the spectacle of it was fantastic. The production value, fantastic. We're not going to get into the nitty gritty of the stuff that, the political aspects of it because there's no reason to. It's been talked to death. But I just am at this place, Brandon, with this card where I'm just that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. But also it was dumb and it was stupid. And it's there was just no reason for it. But it happened and we lived through it and we watched it. And now I want a Super Bowl on the White House lawn if we can make it happen. Which we definitely can't. But that's my feeling. It's here's the thing. Not everything's black and white. Something can be dumb, stupid, awful, and amazing at the same time. And that's what that was on Saturday night.
I mean, when you're especially when your two main events, when your co-main and your main were literally unexpected
bloodbaths.
Unexpected bloodbaths. That whole card, every fight ending in a knockout is phenomenal.
Joe Rogan's awful tie. It was too short.
Well, yeah, yeah, but Rogan's always making some sort of statement, no matter what, no matter if it's silly, no matter if it's funny, no matter if it's controversial. Joe Rogan's Joe Rogan, and I love him for it.
Yeah, I
But
respect him for it. Let's put it that way.
yeah, but like, I mean, just from a fight perspective, the last two fights, just to break those down, because we could break down the whole outside stuff of it. Oh well, also having 80,000 fans right outside to watching
Right,
it
right across the road.
That's
Was
awesome.
Incredible.
But like, and then seeing them all go nuts during the fights was awesome. But I think from a fight perspective, and I only watched in full the last two fights. Well, I say
I watched the entire card. I watched every fight, and every fight was spectacular.
Yeah, that's what I heard, and I went back and saw bits and pieces. But the last two fights, I mean, I know people who were pissed off that they didn't put money on Serial Gone. I don't know why. Honestly coming into that fight, I don't know why you would, but
I think I'm more mad that you and I didn't put money on Gaethje. Honestly,
I was thinking about it too. Literally as we're gearing up for the main event, I'm like, damn, should I log into my FanDuel and put money on this? Because I really want to. And the thing is, like, he came in as a big on night. He's an underdog, a big underdog. And I'm like, oh, I should have put money. But the thing is, if I put money on it, he would have gotten knocked out.
Right.
So I'm like, no, it doesn't matter. But like, watching Alex Pereira get his ass beat, which I've never seen that before, like him get beat that bad. That was a shock to me. Like, to him get just.
I've never seen a world champion be beat up like Turpico was. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing his name, but
Topuria.
Yeah, dude, his face.
But that's what I said. I said, listen, Justin Gaethje still has it in him. He's got it in the tank. He just got you'll see. Like, yeah, there's an 8-year age gap, but the last thing to leave a fighter, whether it's boxing or MMA, the last thing that leaves a fighter is power. So like, it's why Mike Tyson can still, he might not be able to fight long, but he can still beat someone's ass if he connects with a punch. So
does that power stay in your teeth?
Like.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but it's like watching Justin Gaethje. Like, I knew Topuria was in trouble in that fight, literally halfway through the first round, when he just, like, usually, like, you start blocking the jab as you get into the fight. He didn't block the jab once at all from Justin Gaethje. Yeah. It was just jab, like, literally, you could see his face, like, quite literally after every jab, his face just bled more and more and more. I'm like, okay, like, this is insane. And then the worst part is like, it was crazy because when he started to time Gaethje's jab, Gaethje would switch it up and then start trying to go, what's going on top of my house?
New Jersey during the World Cup. Brandon's house is on fire.
Yeah, honestly, nothing was surprising about where I live at this point. But like, what is that noise? I swear, it's the weirdest thing I've never heard this in my life.
It sounds like either crickets or a mosquito alarm.
I don't know what it is. I'm so worried. There could be like some sort of like monster outside.
Wait.
I don't understand.
Wait.
It's Dana White giving you a fight contract.
Are you sure it's on your end?
No, yeah, because it's outside my window. I can hear it.
Okay, because I also hear a noise outside my window.
Oh my god, is it the same monster? But like, regardless, like watching like Justin Gaethje like eventually switch it up a little bit. They started throwing, like they said that honestly, like, he's not the best wrestler on the mat, but that if he started throwing more kicks, he would start to open up Topuria even more, because Topuria was starting to kind of close down the jab a little bit and kind of starting to deflect it a little bit. It was still kind of getting through partially, but starting kind of deflecting it, blocking it a little bit. But then that's when once you start blocking that, Gaethje started going to his body. There was kicks that hit his ribs a few times, a knee to the ribs. There was one that winded Topuria where I think Gaethje connected with it and then right to the almost to the liver. It was like in the ribs, almost a liver.
But I'll redirect you here for a second. I'm more mad at Mark Goddard for not stopping that fight in it, the third round? Was it third into fourth? Yeah. Over Herb Dean, because I think Herb Dean giving Pereira a chance was actually kind of okay. It wasn't smart, but it was okay. Yeah. But the doctor saying he can't fight, and then Goddard's
went like this to him and said, no, he can't.
He can't because he could. Scoop, his right eye was literally, his left eye was like this.
Both
I know.
eyes.
I know.
see.
I watched
Yeah.
it.
Not
Yeah.
even. It wasn't even the one eye. It was both. And he's literally telling him to follow the finger. He couldn't do it. He's literally saying no, he can't fight. So why is the ref overruling the doctor saying no? Stop this. Why are you overruling it?
Mark Goddard
Like-
should be suspended for a year just for doing that. I'm sorry. And
Yeah,
I like Mark Goddard.
And
but
the worst part was it was after the amount of time you have in between rounds to make that determination. It was about
2 minutes.
You
You have a 2 minute
minutes.
clock.
That was
You got
4.
2 minutes. That was 5. Screw 4.
It was it was bad. It was really bad.
Yeah. All right, Scoop. What was your impression of UFC Freedom 250 as a non-UFC head?
Yeah. So I do want to emphasize that fact that I can count on one hand the amount of UFC fights I've watched, and more.
Is
most
this your
of them have
first
been
one? Have you seen a UFC card before?
I've seen 3 of them.
Oh, you have. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to confirm that we're not confusing like boxing or something. We're talking straight MMA.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, continue.
Excuse me. The valid confirmation, because I do confuse those, but no.
Yes.
This definitely. But either way, I was. I know that this is like a very just sort of like rookie thing to say, but the hair on that the guy who has like the purple and orange hair was just.
Oh, Sugar Sean!
Yeah.
I
so
didn't think about the fact that Scoop would react to Sugar
Sean
Sean's.
Strickland.
No, Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Oh,
not
sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
O'Malley,
sorry.
yeah.
Strickland got arrested.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Listen, I'm tired. I messed it up. My bad. Yeah,
No,
O'Malley.
it's fine. Oh, Matt, I
Yeah.
forgot about that. I didn't tell him that O'Malley was going to be on the card. We didn't tell him about him, so that's kind of amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just who O'Malley is.
Yeah, I was in real time while I was watching this thing. I was looking him up. I was like, "Who is this child?"
He's wild though. Like
He's
O'Malley's
a wild dude. He's a wild dude, man.
But he's so good. He's so
Yeah.
good.
Okay,
but-
I love that. That's your first reaction at the White House in the background. It's Sugar Sean O'Malley's hair.
Well, it's because nothing about the White House in the background threw me off to the extent that hair did.
Do you know what wasn't actually impressive to me was the fact that after going to war with Taporia, that Justin Gaethje was still able to do a backflip off the cage and land it. Like at 37 years old, he's able. Was it 37 or 38? He's able to literally land a backflip after going to war, and not for nothing. That's another thing I brought up to you before the fight. I said, or like right before we were talking about, like he was like, "Oh, well, Taporia should beat him easily," and I'm like, I don't know about that.
Well, he should have used his ground game, but he didn't. So
yeah, he didn't. But here's the thing too. It's like, you know, Justin Gaethje is as tough as they come. And the thing is like his chin, first of all, his stamina, even for an older guy, is still really damn good.
His
And
chin's ridiculous.
And his chin is one of the best in MMA history. So like at least from what I know.
Okay, wait. Oh my god. So we haven't explained to Scoop what it means by chin. That's a bit of a problem. Okay. So, Scoop, when you get punched,
yeah.
Okay, the difference between me punching you in the face and you falling and me punching you in the face and you not falling is called a chin. Basically.
And also shaking it off real quick too.
It's basically you get punched here, you shake it off. That's called having a strong chin. Basically, that means that you're stable enough to not wobble.
So
that's what a chin is.
The phrase "taking it on the chin."
Basically,
that's basically what it is.
And basically, you're just hard to knock out. You're hard to beat.
Yeah,
that's the genesis of it. I'm so mad we didn't tell him about all this context. Damn it. Okay. But Scoop, what else did you take away from it?
No, I mean, I definitely didn't watch like the whole thing, but I was.
That's fine.
I was just. I don't really know like what to like really ask or anything because again, like I was watching everything for like such like one of the like first times. So
I guess for you, what was the experience like just seeing? Because you know outside of combat sports, like you watch all these other sports, just the venue of it being the White House. Because for me, that just
Yeah.
just that image itself
Yeah,
and
it's
seeing
definitely
that is like, whoa.
it definitely felt like it kind of harkened back to like I mean, as we all know, completely independent of politics, the current president had a big history with like media and reality
And the
and all
UFC as
yeah,
well.
and the
Like,
UFC
yeah.
and whatnot. So it definitely was. It felt very. I think the best word to use is on brand. I guess this was
Oh,
a this
I
was
think that's completely fair,
this was
honestly.
so this was something that I think it was something like it was a sight for lack of a better way of putting it, but also like I don't know, it didn't feel as weird to me as it may have in other situations. Just like
Interesting. Okay.
it just I don't know. It's but also in this day and age, I don't care if it's sports. I don't care if it's like whatever it is. There's just it's so hard to surprise me at this point because it's just like we've just gotten to a point where you can look at one of the biggest cable news sources, and you can look at the Onion, and you can't tell which headlines are which at this point.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
it's just
Scoop. Am I hearing your soothing TV? Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm sorry, man.
No, it's fine. You're good. Because it is very soothing for this late night.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's and again, I'd like to know how it keeps turning itself on in the middle of the night because
That's
I turn it off
amazing. That's
because
amazing. I can't blame you for that then. Yeah.
because I turned it off last night before I went to bed, and now I hear crickets outside.
You have a ghost there.
You have a ghost in your house.
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that there's just one at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with Scoop's music, it's a great segue. Props to the U.S. Marine Band.
Oh yeah.
All of them deserve fight of the night bonuses if that was even possible. They were amazing. I mean, the song they literally did all of the fighters' walkouts live.
Yep. Yeah.
And they did it perfectly. Think about this. The card was 5 hours long, and walkouts are what on average? 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, sometimes
Around
longer.
there. Yeah.
I'm talking just for one fighter, so 6 minutes. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely astonishing that they could do it that way. That was something I wasn't expecting. And just MVPs of the night. I mean, they were incredible.
Yeah.
Amazing. Just incredible. Just incredible. The military there, so cool. The American heroes walking next to them, so cool. Because I was thinking, why is this not a US only card? That's why. It actually kind of ironically did a really good job of exploring cultures especially with the walkouts. And I assume everyone knows why that's ironic. I'm not going to get into it here. But it was a sight. I will never see it again. And yeah, Super Bowl at the White House lawn, please. Thank you. Simple as that. I want to see it. Sounds like the worst security risk ever, but this also was. So
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm just you want to talk about my biggest takeaway? My biggest takeaway is that I'm grateful that didn't become more of a potential like just breeding ground for disaster than it could.
Yeah.
And we know from multiple sources that it was very close. Very close. So, wow. Props. Any final words on that? Or is that pretty much all? Very excited for Conor McGregor next month.
Oh yeah, Max Holloway. Yeah.
Conor and Max 2 is going to be fantastic international fight week.
What do we expect out of Conor at this point? Like,
I have no idea.
Double champ does what the F he wants.
Yes. But funny enough, if they will do outside workouts, I think we're going to see a lot from that. I kind of just want to see how he works out. Is that weird? Is that too casual of me to
Yeah.
say?
You want to watch?
Not for
You want to
you,
watch
not
another
for
man
you,
work
Rob.
out?
No.
Well, no,
Yeah.
but I mean, like him just sparring and stuff. I want to see that. I think Holloway wins, but
So
I
do
do.
I. Like,
I do appreciate Connor in the thing with Joe Rogan just screaming at his face. That was awesome.
and I mean,
Just spewing nonsense in a
You-
night that was just nonsense.
you can see
He just-
both that. You can see that both guys weren't taking that seriously, though. Like, you can see that they were
Yeah.
both kind of laughing underneath their
Spewing
words.
nonsense.
Yeah, like, but I'm like, listen, like, as much as like, I don't know what to expect from Connor at this point. I mean, Max is getting older too, but I don't know. Like, Justin Gaethje is a good 37 years old. Conor McGregor has had a lot of ups and downs the last pretty much 8 years or so. He's gone through hell and back for different reasons, most of which are his fault.
Pretty much all
Like,
of them.
yeah, like, so it's like, and just not having fought a lot in that time period either. So I'm like, just like, there's gonna be a lot of rust. There's gonna be a lot of like, I don't think that he's just. I can't see how he's gonna fare well in this. I mean, he could, because Conor McGregor is one of the greatest to ever step foot in an octagon. But like, I don't know, man. I want to think that we're gonna see something good, like something great out of Conor again, but it's hard, man. Like, it's when a guy really hasn't fought that much in recent years, and he's only getting into his late 30s, and he's got all these issues on him. I can't see how. I really can't see how we're gonna get a lot from him at this point in his career.
Yeah, I have no idea. I wanted to see what how this goes. And the reason why is I just want to see what the run up is for this before I make any. I want to see if Connor's even there, if that makes sense. Like, not physically, but mentally. Like his interview with Ariel, he feels all there, but he also doesn't. Does that make sense?
McGregor hasn't been all there since COVID. Like, let's be honest. Like, so I'm just like, you got to remember that. Like, I just looked this up. I wanted to be accurate about this. So it's not been 8 years, but like, really, in the last 8 years, he's only fought 4 times, and in those last 8 years, he's lost 3 of his last 4. And 2 of them are in the last 2 were, so he's had he's coming off back-to-back losses coming into this fight. They're both TKO.
Yeah.
So, like,
and he's also not good on the ground. And Holloway's not amazing on the ground, but he's definitely better than Connor.
And you got to remember, the last time they fought was 13 years ago. This isn't like a fight that's like, been 3-4 years in the making. This is literally 13 years ago.
Over
when
a
both
decade.
These guys were not even in their primes yet. Not even, like, when they were still kind of on the younger side, but entering their primes. These guys are now past their primes. So this is like, I mean, I think Max wins, and that's not disrespecting McGregor at all, but Max has fought
11 years outside of MMA is a long ass time.
Yeah,
just is.
Yeah,
and Max is still fighting.
And he's right now. He's number. I just looked this up. I wanted to be sure about this too, like where they kind of rank. But obviously McGregor hasn't fought in a while, so there's no real ranking on him. To be honest, there's no fair ranking on him, to be honest. And then Holloway right now, as of the start of this year, he's number 4 in lightweight rankings.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we'll see. But
and Connor said he also has to cut a fair bit of pounds to make lightweight, which I don't think he ever had to cut that much.
You would think, though, because he's been out of it for a long time, because his natural weight is the same natural weight as Max. It's 150 something, like 155, I think.
Yeah.
So, like,
it's still a bit of a cut, yeah.
But obviously Connor has to cut because he hasn't fought in 5 years. So, like he's gonna have to. He's gonna have to. Obviously, you do put on weight from staying away from it for a while. You do put on weight from stress, which he's gone through all those legal issues and things like that. So, like, I can't like if we got vintage McGregor, I'd be shocked. Put it that way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Patrick, aloha. Patrick,
Aloha, Swifty.
give me your US Open prediction for the weekend, please. I want to know what your predictions are. Yeah, but I'm excited for that fight. We'll go really deep dive on that week on this show about that fight because I just need to see it. I just need to see what the hell's gonna go on around 4th of July and the week after.
yeah.
And then obviously just the run up. But yeah. All right, Scoop. Let's do some Yankees because what a week so far for the boys.
Yeah, it's been quite an eventful one. Today, as Brandon and I discussed in the very beginning, on a very brief level, New York took a 10-5 victory today. They had started out pretty well offensively, had a bit of a rough inning in the third, ended up winning 10-5. This is going into the final game against the White Sox tomorrow. There's been some unfortunate news on the injury front, both at the major and minor league levels. Giancarlo Stanton setback due to injury, so he is likely not going to be around for a little while longer. He's restricted to what are being termed light activities and will not be around for the foreseeable future. They rather also saw George Lombard Jr., their top prospect at the minor league level, went down with an injury as well. So, not that anybody was particularly expecting that he would be at the major league level imminently, but evidently, any potential call up of him this season has become increasingly unlikely now with that interrupting that timeline. So, little bit of updates there. The increasing discussions around the upcoming trade deadline, which we'll get into that more as the All-Star break comes around. But that, as of right now, is something that's still more in the rumor stage than anything else. A lot of talk about bullpen, a lot of talk about catching. Those are the two areas where I still expect them to make moves at some point. But the not a ton of other moves happening off the field this week, which is kind of a relief. Also, actually, I want to talk for a second about a former Yankee that made the headlines in the last couple of days. Did anyone see what happened with the Padres Orioles situation that went on with Ron Marinaccio hitting Gunnar Henderson and getting suspended 3 games?
I did not see that. Was it
I didn't
vicious?
I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah. So there was the Padres
Thank you,
Orioles
Patrick.
series
Thank you so much for that.
where
Helped me out for this weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wiltsey. And I've had, I think, 3 cups of that.
No way you had today?
As I was saying, I've had, I think, 3 cups of the dark roast coffee in the since the beginning of this week.
Okay.
So,
Oh, thank God. When you said 3 cups, I got scared. I got really nervous.
If I had said 3 cups, I would have been inadvertently interrupting everybody on this show.
Oh yeah.
No, but it's fine. I just got scared for a second that you had 3 cups of coffee. I got very nervous. Okay.
No. Especially with the stuff that I had to do earlier today, it would have been a bad mix to have 3 cups of coffee with that.
Fair.
How much coffee have you had in a single day, Scoop?
Today or like what's
in
the most
general,
I've had
like
a
in your
single day?
life? Like what's the most you've had in a single day?
I mean, I typically do it more in like not in cups, but in like grams of caffeine. I've probably hit about 500 or 600 grams of caffeine in one day in the past.
Okay, it's not terrible, honestly. I've done that. It's not bad.
I'm about to
Yeah,
Google that while you guys keep talking.
it's basically think about having like if you want to do Starbucks, think about having a Trenta and then a Venti on top of that.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. No,
You
I
f-
just got
you
I just got
you,
scared for a moment. That's why I interrupted. I got
you
scared
feel
when you said
you,
3
you
cups.
you feel crazy having had it, but it's also keep in mind the cups that I drink out of here, um, like my cups are not that big. Like if I say 3 cups, that's barely a like a Trenta from Starbucks.
Okay. Okay. So continue with the Orioles thing because now I'm intrigued.
Yeah. So going back to what I was saying, I'll read this actually from Yanks Go Yard. Um, Marinaccio plunked Gunnar Henderson in retaliation for the Orioles having hit Padres infielders under Bogarts. He was subsequently ejected, meaning Marinaccio was, as was Padres manager Craig Stammen. Uh, as is to be expected in these matters, Marinaccio claimed after the game he did not throw Henderson on purpose. Stammen had his back, but none of it mattered to MLB. Players, especially pitchers, never admit to these things on camera, but we all know what goes on behind the scenes. Um, Marinaccio said at the time, he's a great hitter. You got to make hitters like that uncomfortable at times, and I pulled a fastball in a little bit too much there. I could understand the visual, a couple of guys pitching inside earlier, but there were no warnings. Henderson said they had their 2 opportunities in my previous at bat and missed, so I thought that should have been the end of it. We hit somebody of theirs and obviously weren't trying to, but it is what it is. You had your opportunity to get it back, and they did and missed, so that should have been it.
But as we know in Major League Baseball, that's not it.
Yeah, it says, well, if this drama sounds tired, it's because it is. We all know how this ends. Bogarts was hit by a pitch. The Padres retaliated by going after Henderson, who was the Orioles' best offensive player. Neither dugout was happy. In some cases, players confront each other from the dugout and bench is clear, but rarely does that result in punches thrown these days. In this case, Marinaccio got 3 games.
18 shots of espresso, Patrick. 18? Scoop, help me. That's a lot.
I would have been in the hospital.
So would I probably. Damn. Okay.
I'm surprised you haven't been with the cup of noodle situation.
I had 3 cups. I had 3 cups every day for a week. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, but do you know how much you were actually pushing it to do that?
I was fine. I just had small heart palpitations. It was
yes, because you should. That's result.
I don't know any heart palpitation that's ever been considered small, but we're not going to turn this into an intervention on Rob right now. So
why? That was the only food I had for a week, and it was good food.
Between the caffeine and the salt intake, this feels like a health crisis that we're exploring here.
Do you know how much I weigh?
No, I didn't. I have never needed to.
Anyway,
but
this happens in MLB all the time, so it feels like it doesn't become a story because it happens so often.
Yeah,
or am I overthinking it?
It happens less and less now than it used to. So that's what it's normally like. I agree with you. Like even 15 years ago, this probably doesn't make any sort of extended news, and I wouldn't even really call this extended news per se. It's just because we only do the show once a week that I haven't gotten to mention it yet, and it just happened in the last 2 days. But it also it's just the fact that and it's also the players who are involved. Like you get a Bogarts, you get a Gunnar Henderson. Like those are names that are gonna like if you get no disrespect to them, but if you get like the 3rd guy off the bench for the Royals going against somebody from the Twins who was one of the 2 guys that didn't get traded last year, that's not going to necessarily be something that makes a lot of headlines.
Yeah. By the way, just to reiterate, my heartbeat was at like 100 beats per minute eating those. So it wasn't like palpitations. It was just my heart was pumping harder because I was having a lot of soda.
It needed to.
Also, isn't that also interesting that Orioles Padres incident involves the AL East, Marinaccio, Yankees, Bogarts, Red Sox, and Gunnar Henderson Orioles.
Well, the Orioles were also one of the teams involved, so yeah, that
But,
does.
but, but yeah, but I'm
Yes.
saying like, it's just funny that all three guys that are basically the
Yeah.
main parties in that have all either currently or obviously formerly played in the AL East.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Speaking of AL East, this one I found particularly funny. The San Francisco Giants. Stay with me here. The San Francisco Giants are already looking to move off of Rafi Devers, whom they got from the AL East a year ago.
okay. That's fair, Patrick. I get it. That's also why I like
yeah.
cup noodles because it keeps me up if I have a lot of it.
Yeah.
So
If I like that's me with like energy drinks per se. Like if I'm having like an actual energy drink, it's either because I'm on an overnight shift or it's because I am doing something that requires me to stay up through the overnight. Like it's
yeah,
like
that's
I'm not
essentially why I do that. That
yeah,
aggressive
I'm not gonna
stuff.
go at like 11 o'clock and be like, or like 11 a.m. and be like, oh, let me get a Red Bull. No, that's not how my brain works. No.
Get a Red Bull. Red Bull.
My sister's brain works like that.
Red Bulls. Red Bull is like, I don't know. Red Bull and Celsius, and I would even throw in cup noodles. Like, as good as they are, I had it when my parents were gone, and I stopped having them. It's because that's the thing. It gets boring, and it's just not good for you.
Oh
So it's
yeah,
like
no,
you
absolutely.
do it for a while because it's fun and it tastes good. But I'm sorry, if I had cup noodles every day, I would get so bored of them.
Well, you know what they say, right?
They're
like
so
you know,
basic.
they say like when like too much of a good thing is bad for you, so like too much of a bad thing would be really bad for you.
Yeah.
Pretty
So,
much,
like,
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
also just the we talk about energy drinks. I mean, we talked about Red Bull. You mentioned Celsius. The one I've been going to recently is called. Have you ever heard of Bucked Up?
Yeah,
No, I have
That's
not
been,
actually. Surprisingly,
that's been my go-to recently.
yeah, I've heard of it.
so with Major League Baseball coming to the All-Star break, at the moment, for you guys, more than me, because it's like I'm still getting into it more and more. Is that charge to how do you feel in that charge to the All-Star break? Are you like nervous because you think about who's going where kind of thing, or is it more of like I just want to string something together? Because I feel like
You go ahead. You go first, Brandon.
the Yankees are at that point where it's like, okay, yeah, they're stringing stuff together, kind of at a good time before the break.
The thing is with baseball is like, everybody gets caught like sometimes looking too far ahead. Like, we still have about a month until the All-Star break. So I'm not like if we were like 2 weeks away, I could start saying, oh, maybe we're looking ahead to it, like kind of seeing where certain guys might go and whatnot. I think we're still slightly like outside the window of like, hey, who's going where or what do the Yankees like? Because right now, I still think that what we need as we get towards that break is we need to keep stringing together wins. We have to finish June strong because of the whole June swoon thing that always happens with us. So we got to keep doing what we're doing right now.
June swoon.
Yeah,
June is like over the last few years. June has notoriously been a bad month for the Yankees on an annual basis. It's bizarre.
Yeah, like it's the 1 month where we just tank. Our stock tanks just drastically. But we've won 8 of our last 9, and that includes tonight.
15 of our last 20, I think.
Yeah, and hopefully tomorrow we make it 9 of our last 10. Please, I cannot go through another loss at Yankee Stadium this year. But I definitely think that for me, yes, I think I love Liquid Death. Not the energy water, but I love Liquid Death in general.
I've wanted to try that
water.
for so long, and now you're kind of like.
Have you seen those people online where like you bring people to America who are from different countries and you give them a Liquid Death and you think it's beer, but it's actually just water in a can?
I mean that's part.
I mean that's the whole that's the whole shtick behind their design basically is to make it look like you're drinking beer.
But I'll tell you what,
Scoop just sounded like a real American. He went bear,
What
Yeah,
did I
bear.
just
Bear.
do there?
Bear.
bear.
Like,
That reminds me, we forgot a topic. Brandon knows where I'm going. We'll get that in a moment.
oh yeah.
Keep going.
But when it comes to just the Yankees right now, keep stacking wins. It's still early. I mean, like, to me, as we're looking towards the All-Star break and the trade deadline for that matter.
Which is later this year. It's August 3rd.
Yeah.
It's
so,
August.
yeah. So
Why?
I
Just to not make players upset. Okay, I get it.
I don't know. But
They just did the NBA thing.
it's
They just did the
no.
NBA thing and moved it.
It's the reason why it's August 3rd this year is because they had moved it. So it had been July 31st. Then recently they've done it on August 1st. But August 1st this year is a Saturday, and they always want to have it on a Monday through a Friday.
Why? Why does it need to be? I mean, I kind of get why it needs to be in August, but okay. I guess my other question, Scoop, is does it have anything to do with the upcoming lockout, or am I overthinking it?
No, you're overthinking it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just they have multiple times in the past, if the date that it was supposed to be had fallen on a weekend, they'll just push it back to the next Monday, and that's what they're doing here.
Okay, fair play.
So to me, even though we're winning a lot of games, even though we have the best record in the AL, even though we have I think the third best record in baseball after tonight, third or fourth, but the first best record in the AL, I still think that the needs for the Yankees still remain the same. You still need everybody keeps cramming this starter narrative down our throats. They don't need another starter. They don't.
I think they're pretty good pitching.
They've got like a top 2 or 3 rotation in baseball.
Yeah, I don't understand why everybody keeps saying that. And the thing is, ESPN did this today because Buster Olney did this today.
Oh my god! Well, you
need to trade your entire roster for Scooble.
That's the only thing we keep hearing is, the Yankees are still in on Scooble. They're still in on Scooble. I'm like, why? They don't need him. And the thing is, anything that we would give up would be a detriment to our team right now to get him.
The only way you're getting Scooble is if you trade away enough that literally makes it not worth it to us.
Like the thing is,
if you want Scooble that badly, negotiate him for him in the offseason.
Yeah, I don't understand why Scooble adding one more starting pitcher is not going to make this rotation any better than what it already is. It's literally the best rotation. It's one of the top 3 rotations in baseball, and it's the best rotation in the American League. It is. Look, so it's like I don't understand why adding a guy listen, as great as Scooble is, coming off an injury, mind you, this year, I don't understand why you would trade for that just to make that part of your team marginally better, rather than fixing the real issues like your bullpen, your catching,
And can we point this out also? How many times in a row have we traded for somebody from a small market team that has never played in a big stage in their life, and it has gone absolutely to dog water?
Yeah.
That's fair.
And Tariq Skubal plays in the AL Central, so he plays. The teams that he plays the most are
garbage.
The Chicago White Sox, the Cleveland Guardians, the Kansas City Royals, and the Minnesota Twins.
It's Royals, Scoop. You said rolls, like a Tootsie Roll.
Kansas City Royals. There we go.
I'm just confused why any team would get Scooble at this point, especially after the injury. It just seems like a terrible value proposition.
Well, to me, it doesn't make sense for there to be a trade at this point because someone's going to either the Tigers are going to have to take a massive hit on value to trade him, which makes it not worth it for them to trade him, or a team's going to have to give up more than it's worth for a guy they're going to only have for 2 months. And now factoring the injuries that he's just had. So it's like, I think it's less likely than ever now that some people have said it's more likely than ever that he's traded. I think it's less likely than ever.
I think it's Sam.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
I think it's less likely than, a lot of, of course, a lot of Yankee fans, keep getting caught up in the whole, wish list, thing. like where it's like, oh yeah,
you
I
want
want this.
you
I
want
want
an
this
NBA
guy.
champ. You want an NBA championship. You're fine.
I'm like,
Yankees fans.
I'm like, listen, I'm like, not everybody is the Dodgers, and it's like the Yankees used to be that way back in the late '90s. I understand that, but this is a new era. It doesn't work like that anymore. And on top of that, like
people don't understand that the game, not only is the game different, not only is the league different, but people will say, "Oh, Hal doesn't want to spend like his father." Hal has a payroll of $300 million.
Yeah.
Are you freaking kidding me with that dumbass narrative?
And the worst part about it is like, he keeps saying he doesn't want to spend, but like when the Yankees, part of the reason for these June swoons every year is because that's the month where they all drop like flies, they all get hurt. That's out of his control. So it's like, like I also think about it in this way too. Like, no matter what you would give up for Skeens, like, do Yankee fans realize that basically to get Skeens, you will you will have to give up Cam Schlittler?
Oh, forget that's Schlittler, Rice.
But I'm saying
Lombard, Jones, Hess.
Yeah. But like that, but the headliner of that deal would be a pitcher right now who right now this season is better than anybody else in the American League, who's literally a young phenom.
Who's like his numbers are on par with Paul Skeens since he came into the league. As insane as that is.
Yeah,
I still think Skeens is the better pitcher, and obviously that's not a hot take. That's just the reality of it.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Skeens is the better pitcher, but also
it's a nonsense take. I don't know even why I said it because who cares? It's just accurate, but it's fine.
No, I mean no, it is. But and the only reason why I pointed that out is because you've got Skeens, who is looked at as a one, which he is a one of one. I'm in no way saying otherwise. But I'm saying that if you've got a player whose numbers are even 90% of what Skeens is, and you already have him in stock, for lack of a better way, I don't know why I said in stock, but
I think it's fair because we're talking about player to player value.
Ultimately. Yeah, like in house is what I'm. Yeah, in house, you've already got him. Then it's like wouldn't you rather use that capital because you've got finite capital with which to make deals? Wouldn't you rather allocate some of those resources to things that you actually need? I could see if you had 2 great starting pitchers and then 3 duds after that, your 4th best starter would be an ace on a good number of teams.
Yeah.
So there's a major difference between having 2 starters and then a big fall off versus having the rotation that they have and genuine needs in the bullpen, genuine needs at behind the plate, because as much as I have defended Austin Wells' defense, of course, then he got banged up, but his defense was increasingly not able to be, lack of a better word, defended when it comes to the just complete black hole he had turned into with the bat, and then just seeing, and then there's some discussion as to what they'll do. Will they do something at shortstop? I don't really know. My guess is no, because even if they decide to keep to not go back to Volpe as a starter, they still have Caballero there, who I think Caballero needs to play as much as possible. I think that he's been a massive injection of a lot of what the Yankees needed, both from a tactical and strategic standpoint, but also just vibes, really, for lack of a better word. I think that he brings a little bit of that edge that they needed. I think that he brings a little bit of that, for lack of a better word, that asshole to the team that they've needed. They haven't had that sort of I'm gonna don't F with me type of mentality that guys like, whether it was CC Sabathia or Alex Rodriguez or Brett Gardner or Teixeira. I think you might put his name in there.
Posada.
Posada being another. But anyway, the point being that they really, it's kind of been like, okay, where's that going to come from the last couple of years? And I think that was maybe an understated reason why they picked up Caballero, because he seems to really be, shouldering a lot of that in the last couple of months. And it's been a lot of important, there's been a lot of important moments based on that I think have helped elevate the team, both in terms of his play, but also in terms of what he's meant to them just on a cultural standpoint.
You also think about it too this way. When I look at just the roster in general right now, like you had honestly and this is what we said probably coming into the season was, and I think it really kind of would have made sense. This is why I was saying coming into the season, I wanted to see a 4 outfield 10. If you had 4 outfielders, I wanted to see, Belly obviously be starting in left, and Judge in right, and then have some combination in center, or even if you want to put him in the other corner outfield, put Dominguez and Jones, because both those guys right now are playing exceptionally well. So, I mean,
Jones hit a friggin' piss missile yesterday.
Oh my God, that thing! The second he made contact with it, I was like, "Yep, gone." I didn't even care where it landed. I was like, "That's gone." That's just. I was a bum.
I was just like, show me, like, and this is like, just shows you how my brain works. I was like, you got to show me the exit velo on that. Show me the exit velo on that. It was like 150 miles an hour.
We're probably gonna, honestly, tomorrow, with there being a righty on the mound, I want to see both Jones and Dominguez in the lineup tomorrow. I want to see them both tomorrow. So, I want to see them. And hell, honestly, because of how well they've played since, coming back this year, well, varying points, but how well they've played this year so far, I don't care if you got to stack them back to back even. I would still like to see that even. So, to me, I really hope, we kind of worried, when Trent Grisham went down, that, oh my God, there's a lot of injuries now. But we all said, hey, let's see what the young kids got. And Jones, since coming back, has been a spark plug. Dominguez, since coming back from injury, has played really well. So I mean, you've got Volpe playing better as of late. I mean, yeah, it's against crappy teams, but still playing better as of late. Caballero's still playing great. Goldschmidt's been around. We don't talk about this enough. Paul Goldschmidt's been phenomenal this season. Phenomenal. Like, we all kind of thought, oh, well, if you don't have a DH, well, and you want Rice playing first base, then Goldschmidt could fill in, but he's not Stanton. Right now, he's better than anything Stanton can give you. So, at least at this point right now. So, to me, I'm not going to go crazy over the last week or so of them, really hitting well. But, they are literally up and down this lineup, putting together great at bats, every single one of them. Well, maybe outside of Jazz. But,
Jazz went boomstick tonight.
Yeah. I mean, there was a tack-on run that wasn't needed, but still,
every run counts.
Yeah. And eventually, yeah. But, I think about it. And I did not think when Aaron Judge went down, because this team has proven that every year when he's gone down for any length of time that they can't carry the load without him. They are playing better without him than they have all year with him so far. So it's in the last 3 games alone, they've scored 30 runs, 8, 12, and 10. So, they're just all I want from this team is for them to be able to play up to their ability. This is their ability. This is what they should be. Keep taking 2 out of 3. Keep taking 3 out of 4. Don't be getting swept and like they were kind of earlier in the season, and don't get win 1 out of 3. But keep taking 2 out of 3. Keep taking 3 out of 4. Keep showing these teams that you mean business. And the best part is, this is a year where so far they're not afraid. Not afraid. What's the word? But they're not
intimidated.
They're not intimidated when a team scores a run or two early to start the game. The Yankees have so far this year, when they've gone down 2, 3, 4 runs, they've punched back hard.
Oh yeah.
So of course, the one game I go to where they face a Blue Jays bullpen, they completely die. But like, and I hope
if that
that's
happens tomorrow.
Oh, if that happens tomorrow, I'm not going to the game rest of the season. I'm bad luck at that point. But
even in a playoff game, you're not going.
No, I would go to a postseason game, but still, because listen, I'm 1-0 in the postseason at least. So
Yeah.
But
I'm glad you mentioned Spencer Jones, because there's been now the numbers haven't been recorded for the game that from now yesterday, which was the 17th, but the 8 games since he's been back up, he's hitting 318 with an OPS of 1059.
Yeah,
Insane.
He's still striking out about 33% of the time, but much like we said about Aaron Judge, you know what? I can handle a couple of extra strikeouts when you're giving me that production.
And what a lot of people, I mean, not that it gets lost in the shuffle, but the one thing that I want people to understand, because there are still people out there that still don't understand this, Cody Bellinger was the better signing than Kyle Tucker.
Is that still a thing that we're dealing with?
I mean, it's very small by this point because Cody Bellinger continues to shut up the haters. After every game now, he's got back-to-back games. He's got 3 hits. So,
but is it comparable when Kyle Tucker's on the greatest roster ever assembled?
Well, it's also Brandon, can you give me 30 seconds on this?
Yeah.
Okay, so for those who, for some reason, don't understand roster construction, if you have Kyle Tucker, who is a permanent right fielder, this is not somebody who can play either corner outfield. That's somebody who would be playing left field for the first time at a primary position, who would be playing the hardest left field in the American League in Yankee Stadium. So then you'd be getting another guy and switching him out of position, which has not worked for the Yankees at any point in the last years, except for that random couple of months where Jazz Chisholm became a good third baseman, and which still feels like a fever dream to me. But yeah. And then so just the fact that people are like, it's like people think that positions don't matter in baseball, and it's like, oh, as long as we compile all the good bats, we'll just stick them somewhere. What are you going to do? Teach Aaron Judge to play third? What are we doing here?
Could you imagine though if Aaron Judge did play third, if he threw a bazooka across the diamond to first base? Like,
he'll probably be the one guy that I would like to see play third.
He might throw a hole through the first baseman's chest because of how hard he throws.
Bro, can you imagine if, God forbid, Paul Goldschmidt's old ass had to play first base and catch from the he would have a heart attack and fucking die on the field.
He might like, I honestly, like, if I see a guy who's 6'7", 280 pounds, who can literally throw a guy out from the wall in the outfield on a one hop to at home plate, and who has a bazooka, like a cannon for an arm, if he played third base, where that's obviously less distance to cover, that would be literally like prime Nolan Ryan across the diamond. It would just be 110 getting.
Except for the fact that Nolan Ryan like walked so many people, so like at least he'd be more accurate.
Like Nolan Ryan is still one of the greatest ever, but like.
It's just funny to me that we were talking about that. Your choice was the guy who walked.
But like velocity wise, like Jesus, like I think about it, and I'm like, but like Kyle Tucker, like everybody's like, oh well, in the last few years, or the last year, his numbers are better than Belly. I'm like, yeah, but like 2 out of 3, or I think 3 out of 4 of the last, those 4 years, Belly was the better player overall. He was.
So I'm like. And he also, and this is the thing that people seem to want to keep overlooking, the versatility is the major difference maker. Yeah. Whereas, you've got Belly, you can plug him in at left, center, right, or first, and which you bring in yet another guy who can only play one position in Kyle Tucker.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, first of all, automatically means you're getting rid of Stanton, because there's no way you're keeping there's no way you're keeping Stanton on the bench. That means almost instantly that you're putting Judge as your primary DH, which means that not only does that take out Stanton, but you're taking the bat out of either Ben Rice's hands or Paul Goldschmidt's hands. And obviously, you're not doing it to Ben Rice, so that means you're neutralizing Paul Goldschmidt. So now you've basically taken two quality bats in Stanton and Goldschmidt, and by bringing in Kyle Tucker, you pretty much have rendered them both useless to your team.
Yeah, and Kyle Tucker, who's literally, if my numbers serve me correctly, my brain, Kyle Tucker's literally either for injuries or just for otherwise, just for overall performance. Kyle Tucker has quite literally, what is that? What's the word I'm looking for? I'm so tired. Has literally, well, not depreciated in value. He's not a car.
You could say that. I mean, if you're trying trading, it's fine.
Like, yeah, there you go. Decline. Jesus.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, but yeah, like decline each of the last few years. Like Kyle Tucker hasn't been the same player that people think. Remember that he was in Houston. So, like, I don't understand how people can kind of look at Kyle Tucker and go, "Oh yeah, great player." I'm like, yeah, but
there's also been an increasing number of increasing amount of chatter behind the scenes that his presence in the clubhouse is not the greatest.
Meanwhile, Bellies is the opposite.
Exactly.
I mean, he's high all the time. So what do you expect?
It's impressive that his plate vision is that good when his eyes don't open more than 40% of the way.
And you know what it is too, like with Belly, and
we're not trying to be racist.
Like he's white.
White.
Still, I just needed to bring that up.
Wait, but like. The thing that gets kind of, I mean, it does get overlooked because it doesn't matter really, but just in the grand scheme of things, it adds a little bit like that cherry on top. But Cody Bellinger grew up a Yankee fan. His father played for the Yankees.
Bellinger played for the Yankees.
Like people got to realize that Belly always wanted to be here. And then not just that, but everybody, like, I had somebody make the excuse that, oh, Cody Bellinger's MVP doesn't count because it was the Goldilocks balls or whatever it was in 2019 when he won it. I'm like, they all played the same. Every hitter in the league
played the same baseballs, you oat.
Like, I don't, like, Kyle Tucker existed in 2019, just so you know. Like, you know, I don't discredit.
Does that mean that the Nationals MVP was also, or the Nationals World Series? Does that mean it was also illegitimate because of that?
Like the argument that Belly's MVP is illegitimate because it was the Goldilocks balls is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. It's not steroids.
I've also never heard him called the Goldilocks balls. Who the hell came up with that?
It has been called that.
It has been called that. Yeah,
the juice baseballs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I know that the juice baseball. I've never heard him called Goldilocks.
Yeah, that's
You're the guy who covers baseball more than both of us. How did you not know that?
Yeah,
that's
like the thing. Like, well, I wouldn't say he covers it more than me. We're kind of equal on that.
Well, you guys are both are. I'm just
you
guys both cover more than I do. I don't follow it that close.
Yeah, I mean, but like the thing is like steroids, you have a case there because that's up to the player's discretion. Goldilocks balls is not up to the player's discretion. That's a league-wide thing. So like, you know, when I hear that his MVP is illegitimate, I'm like, what are you talking about?
This isn't Patriots Colts. No player is choosing the balls.
I hate when I heard that as an argument as to why Kyle Tucker is somehow better than Cody Bellinger. I'm like, that's not even an argument. That's just dumb. Like, I just when I look at and I said immediately when the Yankees went into I've said this on the show before 1,000 times. I'll just say it one more time just for added emphasis that going into that offseason when Max Fried was on the table, when Cody Bellinger was on the table, Kyle Tucker, everybody was pounding the table for Tucker. I was like, okay, I want Tucker, but I wouldn't be mad if we ended up with Cody Bellinger. And then once Kyle Tucker came off the board,
you said that all summer. You told me that.
Yeah, I said it all summer. And once Kyle Tucker came off the board, everybody's like, "Oh, damn!" You know,
well, all off season long, I would say not.
For $60 million a year.
Yeah, and people were like, "Oh, damn, we missed out on Kyle Tucker." I'm like, Cody Bellinger's right there. Go get him now because
I would
just get him right now.
Like, and it's worked out. Worked out ever since. Beautiful.
Excuse me.
So Cody Bellinger is one of those guys where it's like, with his contract, if he continues to play this way, you can look back on his if he continues to play this way. Like, I'm not saying for all 5 years, but if you get another 3 years of this contract, which obviously includes this year, so the next 2 years after this, if you get another 2 good years out of Cody Bellinger, you could look back on his career and say that he was a better Yankee than he was a Dodger.
Yeah,
you could.
Scoop, why do you always hurt yourself during the show? Why do you always say ow? You always say ow at least 3 times during a single podcast.
I accidentally scratched my eye.
What the? You have glasses on.
Yeah, which one of your 4 eyes did you scratch?
These ones.
Yeah.
You make me question humanity, Scoop, in a lot of different ways. Okay. Okay. So quick, before we go, quick update on our scoring for Brandon and I's World Cup predictions, which you have been seeing on the What's the Scoop channel on Instagram. We are currently, as it stands, let me take a look if this will load. There we go. I was checking this while you guys were talking some baseball. Brandon, you are currently up 19-18. We're doing 3 points for a correct score.
He's
1
close.
point. Yep. 3 points for a correct score. 1 for just a win. And then 0 for if you didn't correctly predict a draw or you just lost, just to keep up the World Cup theme of 3-1-0. So that's been going on. We didn't emphasize the scoring system, so there's that. Okay. So, predictions I have for tomorrow. Czechia versus South Africa. I'm going 3-1. Switzerland versus Bosnia and Herzegovina. I'm also going 3-1. Canada, Qatar. I'm going 4-1. And Mexico, South Korea. I'm going 2-1. Brandon, what do you have for Czechia and South Africa?
I mean, South Africa is never really that much of a pushover. I mean, they're not great, but not much of a pushover. But Czechia, to me, should win that. I would say probably Czechia. I'll say 3-1 there.
Okay, same as me. Good. Okay.
Switzerland and Bosnia. I would say Swiss take that one. I will say.
That group, by the way, is all ones.
Yeah.
All ones down the board.
That's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about. That's why I'm like, I don't want to go too high with the score because I'm like, yeah, even though Switzerland should beat them by a good bit.
They struggled with Qatar.
Yeah.
They played the flat ball.
I'm gonna say, oh damn. I mean, but Bosnia. What was
Bosnia played good? Bosnia played really good defensively, a lot more defensively than I think we would have thought against Canada, but I don't know if that's enough.
Yeah, I don't think you know what? So I'll say Swiss beat them. I'll say, I'll make it a close one. I'll say 2-1.
Okay. Canada and Qatar in Vancouver, British Columbia.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's gonna be a great one.
Even
though I have this kind of a blowout.
I mean, I don't know.
Same.
Just because that group has been so close.
That group has made no sense. If any groups made no sense, it's actually that one. Just I wasn't expecting one the whole way through.
I mean, Canada should be a lot better than Qatar. But because that group's been kind of close, I'll go 3-0 Canada.
Okay. And then Mexico and Guadalajara at Mexico City against South Korea.
Yeah. That's one where I could see a draw because South Korea.
I was kind of thinking about that too.
But see, I went draw today between England and Croatia, and that bit me in the ass.
It was 2-2 for a while though. It felt like it was gonna be a draw, but
God, that would have been such a banger of a poll for me to get 2-2 England and Croatia.
But again, England went nuts offensively in that second half, or attacking wise, I should say. In that second half, they went nuts.
See, South Korea is so tough. but Mexico is kind of like, you know, that they are obviously.
And again, we got 2 games with 2 teams at home, right? Canada at home, Mexico at home. So,
man, like, do I dare go tie again? Like, oh, that's just brutal.
well, you should have done Portugal Congo tie, but
who the hell would have saw that one coming? Let's be honest.
You would have made bank if you said draw on any sports book.
You know what?
You would have made bank.
I'm just to reverse the fortunes. I'm gonna throw $5 down on Portugal, Uzbekistan being a draw, so that Portugal wins. So my bet can be wrong. I can lose $5, but at least Portugal will win. That's fine.
You did that with the Cowboys last year. Speaking of some NFL,
yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, and the reverse jinx worked. Thank God.
And you lost $5, and you lost $5.
$5.
That's fine because I won the ultimate thing. We were back-to-back NFC East champions.
You lost monetary value.
Yeah, I mean, everybody does. That's life. But okay, so Mexico, South Korea. Oh my God.
You're really struggling with this. That's why I said 2-1 because it's gonna be entertaining. I'm excited.
You know what? I'm gonna go a little higher. So you're gonna say 2-1. I'm gonna step it up a notch. 3-2. Mexico.
Okay. Can Infantino get off my screen? Why is he at every game? Why was he at your game?
It's Portugal. That's why.
But over
just Portugal.
England and Croatia? Okay.
I mean, like, you know, even my grandfather was like, oh, like his private jet must be fully stocked with gas. I'm like, yeah, it has to be.
And whatever other random sponsors of FIFA are on that thing.
Yeah, other legal activities, yeah.
Yes. Scoop, I need we'll talk about this more tomorrow. USA Australia. What do you have for USA Australia on Friday? I'm not gonna make Brandon do this until Friday. We're gonna take some time. I need some time.
Okay. Excuse me. Sorry.
USA Australia in Seattle. It's gonna be great.
I wonder what that's gonna be like for you guys.
Hell. Hell.
My apologies.
I'm not going downtown. I was debating it. I'm not.
I'll go 2-0 USA.
Okay. Oh my God. If he gets even one USA result right, I'm gonna go crazy. Yeah. So all right. Well,
he was so close in that first game.
That pissed me off, especially because 2 goals were disallowed.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I was working on that while we were doing that. So that'll be up here in a few hours or so. But yeah, just an update on how that's going. We'll do that throughout the whole tournament. And then of course we're gonna have the bracket challenge once we get to the round of 32 in a couple of weeks. I'm really glad my USA prediction's not going to be right. We're not going to be last in the group unless we absolutely kerfuffle on Friday. But we'll see. Yeah. Portugal being first in that group, though. Have fun, man. I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, we're not going to... Well, we can't end up first now. Unless we absolutely smack Uzbekistan and Colombia, we're not going to end up first now.
Well, if Colombia, struggles
if they lose
Congo...
Yeah. If they lose, if somehow Congo beats them by a goal and we smack Uzbekistan, then we end up being the top of the group.
Yeah. But again, I keep saying you want to be top of your group. So any way you can do it, you got to do it.
Yeah.
Should be a fun day tomorrow of World Cup action. Brandon, have fun up at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, have fun, buddy.
I hope. God, I swear we are facing a pitcher with a 4+ ERA. If they don't hit him, there's a problem.
Scoop, I have an announcement to make for you, my friend.
Oh boy.
Welcome to Amazon, my friend. It's up. It's good to go. You're all set. So welcome to Amazon. So you can catch us on Spotify and Amazon now, as long as everything on Amazon's end worked overnight, which I assume it did. But yes. And then we got a little substitute guest on your end.
Yes.
So please go ahead and announce that.
Yes. So he's been on before in the past. Longtime buddy of mine from Seton Hall. Our buddy Michael Olson will be returning tomorrow. We'll be
Nice.
talking some Yankees. We'll be talking. I'm sure a little bit of NFC East will come up. I know we're going to talk some World Cup. And I know he's going to want to talk about the NBA Finals as well. A Knick fan himself. So
We didn't get a chance to do Sorsby, so I guess we'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, I was just gonna say let's do that tomorrow because I think we've kind of juiced this orange for all of its squeeze tonight. So
But Brandon, what's your Brandon Sorsby take on him going to the supplemental draft? It's not really a surprise, I guess, necessarily.
It's not a surprise. We figured it would. It kind of got there with a few extra steps, but we figured it
took
would
the
end up
scenic route.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I mean, I've been hearing a lot of kind of murmurs about potentially us taking him, and I'm like, I don't know why.
What?
Yeah, I've heard that.
I would be. So here's the thing. I think if I'm any team with a quarterback, I'm throwing a 5th round tender on him. I'm throwing a 5th round bid, so 2027 5th round bid. If I need a quarterback, I'm throwing a 3rd. I'm too scared to throw a 2nd. People are saying that teams are going to throw out a 2nd or a 1st.
No.
I would be disgusted if any team does that.
Yeah.
With the talent in 2027, just across the board,
why would you waste it? Yeah.
Risking a I rather, no matter how Brandon Sorsby's career goes, wasting a 2027 2nd round tender.
Yeah.
On Sorsby sounds like an awful idea.
Yeah.
Wasting a 1st sounds awful. A 3rd, yes. A 5th, yes.
Yeah.
A 4th,
I just
yes.
thought of something. So you mentioned a 5th rounder in 2027. That's one of the picks Philly got in the AJ Brown deal. Could you imagine if Philly traded AJ Brown for Brandon Sorsby at a 1?
It's not the worst. Listen, I will throw, if I'm a reasonable team, even with quarterback issues, I'm throwing a 5th. I'm throwing a 3rd. I think even if I don't have quarterback issues, I might consider throwing a 3rd.
A 3rd max, obviously. So
I honestly, even if I'm like your Eagles, your Seahawks, your Patriots, your Rams even, which don't need a quarterback, so I don't know why they would throw it. But honestly, I still throw it out. It's a 3rd. But mentally, guys, I know someone's going to throw a 1st. I know somebody's going to throw a 1st. Like Cleveland is, I'm sorry, Scoop, but Cleveland's one of those teams that would easily just be dumb enough to throw a 1st at him.
I genuinely don't think that they're going to do that. I genuinely don't. I mean, Coach Monken has already come out publicly and said he doesn't want to do that.
So the Jets? I'm trying to think of dumb teams that would do it. So the Jets, would the Jets do it?
I could see the Jets doing it. What terms of deal is Kyler Murray on this year?
1 year, 1 million.
It's a 1 year. Yeah.
It's 1 year, it's 1 year minimum.
You think Coach O'Connell wouldn't do that?
A 1st? You think the Vikings would throw a 1st for Brandon Sorsby?
I mean,
I'm not saying it's wrong. I just think it'd be stupid.
I mean, whether I think something will happen and whether I think it's stupid are two different things.
No, exactly. That's part of my point.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to think of teams that would hypothetically throw a 1st. It's not a bad thought. It's not a bad thought.
The 4 teams I can think of that I think would be the Cardinals.
Yes.
Would be
the Cardinals would throw a 1st, absolutely.
Yeah. I think the Jets are another, and then who was the other team that I had in mind? There was one other team that I was thinking of, but it's escaping me now. But
the Raiders,
yeah.
the Raiders are minimum gonna throw a 6 because they have their guy. Crap. Cardinals are a really good shout. I like that a lot. I think they would do that. How happy are the Vikings right now with Murray and JJ and Camp? Probably not that happy.
I mean, even if you're happy, I mean, you've only got him for 1 year, and it's
yeah.
I can't think of anybody else.
I can't think of anyone else that'd be stupid to do it.
I mean, yeah,
well, actually, here, I'll throw a dark horse out for you.
Yeah.
They have a guy right now at quarterback, but they haven't been able to get a deal done with him. I know that they want to, but if Tampa can't get a deal done with Baker Mayfield, do they do something?
I don't think Tampa would be dumb enough to throw away a first-round pick, but I don't hate that.
When I'm answering this, I'm not inherently thinking of first per se. I'm just thinking of teams that would want to go after him most.
No, I understand that, and I could see Tampa throwing a second.
Yeah, that was my thought too. Would be like a second.
I'm just trying to think of teams that would be stupid enough with how good the 2027 class is across the board to say, screw it, we're going to take this kid.
Now, remind me, is Sean Blee going to be in the 27 class?
Oh, trade that Chambliss.
Yes, sorry. Chambliss will be in the 27 class.
Okay.
I still have a lot of stock in him. I don't care what people say about him, being like inconsistent. I'm like, no. Like, you guys aren't watching the games like we are. Like Trinidad Chambliss looks really good.
No, he does. I just question because it's like, and that's my whole thing about the supplemental draft. I don't like that it exists in the modern era because it's like if you were dumb enough to do something stupid like gamble, you should have to wait a year. I'm sorry, you just should. You shouldn't just be automatically allowed to be pro eligible and have teams bid off with next year's picks just to get you a year earlier. I don't like that at all. And again, they were basically debating getting rid of the whole thing during COVID.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I mean, again, that's aside the point. I'm constantly this is going to be our conversation for a month now, or for a month, is going to be what team is dumb enough to throw a first at him. Not a second. I mean, even a second's egregious. Not a third, not a fourth, a first. Because everything that I've heard from a bunch of people on, every major platform possible is that there are teams really considering throwing a first. And again, I don't know why you would, but there has to be someone that are going to do it.
And yeah, I mean, you also got to realize that, like, if you're like for a supplemental pick, a wide receiver is one thing, a defensive end is another. But like, we're talking about a quarterback here, which is the most important position on the football field. Is your quarterback, and not just that, but he's gonna have like literally almost no camp. He's not gonna start anyway.
He's not gonna have any camp because he gets there on August 5th.
Yeah,
that's not camp. You just have preseason.
You're just preseason, so it's like you're going straight cold into the season. Like, you're not gonna start. So it's like if you're not gonna start, and you're basically gonna, so what? So if you waste a supplemental draft pick on him, you're gonna basically say, hey, we're gonna start you the season after, but the season after has all those good quarterbacks, like we're saying. So it's like it just doesn't make any sense for a team to really waste that on him when that's going to be what the outcome is. So it's like, it just doesn't make sense. Like if that class wasn't so stacked, I understand, but because that class is so stacked, like we're saying, it's like, it's not like you're going to roll with him. Like, maybe if he gets enough reps, you'll start him late in the season, whatever. But like, no, that's it. Like, if the class wasn't loaded, then okay, I understand. Using the pick on him and then letting him go.
If this was 2025 and he was in the supplemental draft, I would totally get throwing a first one. I would like it,
I would understand,
but I would get it. In 27, there's no reason to give up any marketable value unless you've already given it up for like a Myles Garrett or something, which the Rams have done. So That's where I sit on it. Scoop, do you also come with kind of that same concern?
I'm kind of similar. I am gonna think about this more, and we'll talk more about it tomorrow. But that's
Yeah.
kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah. Let's think. Let's table this for the next few days. In the sense of, I just want to think about what teams would throw first at him.
Yeah, me too.
I just want to really think about it, because I'm sorry, someone's gonna do it. Either for a PR, someone's gonna freaking do it. I just know someone's gonna do it. That's all.
We were saying, the Cardinals make sense because they don't have a quarterback right now. So like,
but again, if you're the Cardinals, why wouldn't you just wait for 27? You're gonna suck this year anyway.
Yeah, unless they feel like that,
you're just giving a first round pick away for nothing.
Yeah, why? I don't know. I mean, listen, the Cardinals are stupid enough to draft Jeremiah Love with no offensive line, nothing around him.
Bingo.
So
well, they also have Tyler Algier who's going to take those red zone carries. God. So yeah, I can't believe Jeremiah Love is the highest paid running back in the NFL.
Is he?
Yeah. By average salary, yeah.
Because he's not in a game yet.
Because he's first round, fourth pick. Yeah, that's the highest paid in the league.
I'll never forget being there and that experience of watching that actually happening, just freaking losing my mind.
Yeah, so he's by per year, unless I'm getting the numbers wrong or unless something has changed, he's the highest paid. Or at least he's top 5. At least, no, bare minimum, let me rescind that. I think he's top 5.
Yeah, I was going to say, because what's Saquon, CMC,
No. So Saquon, CMC, Derrick Henry, and then I think it's Jeremiah Love at 4.
Yeah.
Which is insane. He hasn't even played a snap yet. He's the 4th highest paid running back in the NFL. How broken is that market?
God, and then And then after him, it would have been like Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
And then God knows what the hell's going to happen to him at this point.
Yeah, he's at camp, so we'll see.
Those, by the way, that thing I sent you guys in the chat, that's basically, I mean, that's a shot of before they put the netting up at the new stadium, but that's where I'm sitting tomorrow at Yankee Stadium.
Are you sitting close?
Yeah, we're 2 rows behind the White Sox dugout.
Please jeer at them. Oh my God, Snapchat just added glasses to their logo. I need to have a conversation with someone at Snapchat head department. That's a terrible idea. Whoever came up with that needs to be fired. Draft party and live shows in Hawaii? Sure. Why not? Why not, Patrick? Let's do it. Why are all these people bald in this photo?
I was also wondering the same thing when I sent it. I'm so happy you said it, because I was literally wondering the same thing when I sent it.
You're basically sitting in the rich row. The bald people rich row.
I might be sitting next to Timothy Chalamet tomorrow, for all I know.
Timothy Chalamet.
I mean, listen, it is the same day. I can't believe you can't.
That is true. How are you going to survive? How is New York going to survive tomorrow?
I don't know. I'm scared. It's a valid question, but at the same time, I'm like, oh my God, I just want to survive tomorrow.
What's amazing? It's on cable.
I mean, it should be on
cable.
Yeah,
not New York cable, national cable.
God, yeah. I was gonna say, I was like, when we won the Super Bowl, it was all over Philly.
I'm not talking about local. I'm talking about cable. It's on NBC. It's on Peacock and NBCSN, so it's national TV.
Is it just because it's New York City? Is that why?
I guess. I don't know. I have no idea, man. I don't know. But yeah, I'm scared. I might just put that on while I'm watching World Cup games just to see if someone gets in we know someone's gonna get into a fight, right?
Yeah.
Shout out New York Sanitation Department. That's all I gotta say. With that, all right. Anything else before we go, Scoop?
I don't think so. Brandon, have a great time tomorrow. I hope that you see a fantastic game. I hope that friggin' Ryan Weathers gets some good run support finally.
I just need, because I feel like he will, because it's the White Sox. But and I haven't seen the Yankees play the White Sox yet, so that's another team I can cross off the list. But I just need Ryan Weathers to not give up 5 runs in 3 innings. Just please buckle down. It's the White Sox.
The White Sox is who they were playing when I went to see Derek Jeter play in his final season, and then he friggin' was benched.
Oh my God, the U.S. Open is starting in New York tomorrow. The Golf U.S. Open as well. Oh my heavens on earth. Okay.
I mean, at least the Yankees game is at night.
At least it's far away. But who wins the World Cup? Who wins the World Cup? France beats Portugal 3-2 extra time.
I'm scared. I'm scared for my pork chop brethren. But at the same time, I will still stick with what I said. I think Portugal plays Spain again, and I think that Portugal beats them 3-2 in regulation.
Yeah, that's what we got. So, Scoop, do you have a prediction after 1 week, or do you feel not inclined?
I mean, my prediction a couple days ago was that Spain was going to win, and I don't feel good about that one now at all. So
none of us do at this point.
None of us feel good about any of our predictions. I'm honest. All right. Well, unlike the only hydration break we had was Patrick's stuff. Which yes, get when you're watching a dumbass Fox hydration break, get your coffee. But
or in Scoop's case, get your water from Sonic.
Yes, get your water from Sonic.
44,
I feel so sad that Scoop has to get his water from Sonic. That hurts my soul.
I mean, I also get bottled water.
That's also like getting your sushi from a gas station. So,
yeah. And I at that point, I would just get a soda. Like
that's a thing, right? Gas station sushi is a thing.
Yeah, gas station sushi is a thing.
No.
Scoop,
I don't really
Scoop, is your apartment stations. A rock?
Makes sense.
What do you mean?
He lives under that roof. Makes sense.
It's a rock with a ghost underneath it. Yeah, I'm really confused by your like pop culture acumen. Like I don't know. I continue to feel very lost.
We've said this for a year.
How is Gape Station? How is gas station sushi a pop culture thing?
Because it's something that's kind of commonplace. Oh, you finally have Sonic in Oahu. Congrats.
Sonic on Oahu.
That's good. I finally know where my Sonic is. I thought it was farther away.
Am I the only one that hates Sonic? I think it's garbage.
I yipped down I don't corn dog before Rob got
Why are you eating a Sonic? Is it from Sonic?
Yeah.
Why are you This is not okay.
I don't
Scoop,
understand.
No. You decide to go to Sonic, and you get water and a corn dog. Are you 10? How old are you? You're my age. Get a flipping burger and a shake. Don't. Okay.
Yeah, I'm 20, almost 26. That's why I need to hydrate.
Yeah. Okay. Buy 7-Eleven. See, 7-Eleven does have good sushi.
7-Eleven has it.
Have you ever had a spicy hot dog from 7-Eleven? Now that
I've had.
I didn't know that spicy hot dog existed.
Was that English?
He doesn't know. He doesn't know about spicy hot dogs.
You know, like the best thing I ever had from a 7-Eleven is like, especially like, I mean, because you can get like the packaged cookies, or you can get like the warm cookies under the lamp. Oh Lord, the warm cookies from 7-Eleven. Like, listen, that sounds like such a badass.
Those are good.
But like 7-Eleven warm cookies. So
speaking of that, I love how Europeans like are so confused by our portion sizes. They're like talking about how our there was this guy, I have to find the video. So Freddie's been amazing, obviously we talked about him last week. Can I play this?
The Scottish have been fantastic.
What?
The Scottish have been fantastic.
Your boy Motto, who I think is I forgot what African country he supports. Here's what he said, and it's amazing.
America. When they say everything in America is big, I understand it. Why the hell is this quesadilla the size of my head? Somebody explain to me why this piece of food is the size of my head, and I've got 3 of them. Nothing here is small. This is a normal water bottle. Sorry, let me
the Fiji water. Remember the big Fiji water?
Yeah.
change my accent for the Americans that are watching. This is a normal water bottle. Why is it the size of my whole flipping chest, my torso? But let's go back to the quesadilla. This is gonna enter my body. Oh my gosh, this one is like high cholesterol, high calorific, big fat material. No wonder the people here are double the size. There's no such thing as considerate sizes. Everything just big, ginormous, extra large, 3Xs. From this 1 meal alone, I'm probably chomping on 6,000 calories. My belly is gonna be protruding like I'm pregnant. Even look outside, even this building here. Why is the building so big? The building is so big, everything is so big. God bless America. Hey, I've just picked up the other one. The other one's even bigger than this. Oh my gosh. The other one's even bigger than the last.
The
My belly's
quesadilla.
already farting. I'm lactose. Why am I eating this much cheese? This place just it will always amaze me. Nothing in this country is small. I'm in America.
Yeah, nothing in the country. So thank you to your boy. I wanted to finish the show with that. That's funny. Why is everything so big? I never think about how big it is, and then I see Scoop with a giant cup of water.
Live here. That's why. Like when you live in a country for your whole life, you when I went to Portugal last summer, I was like, oh my god, they don't have 2X here. They don't have their portions are that's why out there they live to be 125 years old. Meanwhile here we die at 25 years old. It's like, gee, I wonder why. Like
we eat food.
Like there are people who we met in Portugal who were like 78, 82 years old. They looked like they were 55. Because they eat better and they live better and their air is cleaner.
Except the ones that drink a lot of beer and have a lot of cigarettes.
That's the only bad thing about overseas is that if there's any downfalls, they drink nothing but a shit ton of coffee. They literally rip like a pack and a half of cigarettes a day. But the thing is, the problem is cigarettes here are also way worse for you than cigarettes over there. So
like my favorite thing about Europe is the sign at your medicinal weed dispensary, like the big sign. That sign of like the cross or whatever it is, that's the sign for healthcare in Europe.
Oh yeah.
Which is amazing. So don't confuse your weed with healthcare in Europe, please. Anyway. So this Scoop is very confused at the moment, but it's true. I was like, I literally had to tell my dad every minute to take a photo of that because I'm like, that's the weed sign. He's like, no, that's for the hospital. I'm like, what? How is that even possible?
By the way, like Portugal, right? Portugal has a lot of roundabouts because it's like anywhere, and if you want to get anywhere in that damn. Like, if you want to drive anywhere on that island, everything is just a roundabout that spits you out in like 6 different directions. So it's like, just pick one. So New Jersey doesn't have roundabouts. Like, at least not anywhere close to where I am. They finally put one up like 20 minutes from my house. And my grandfather looked at it and said, "Are we back in Portugal?" He's like, "Why is there a roundabout sign here?" I'm like, "This is like because we." Put it this way, he hated the roundabouts so much. Mind you, obviously when he was growing up in Portugal over there, it was all like dirt and it wasn't like built out road and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like roundabouts weren't a thing. So like when he's going over there, he was literally like, and obviously because he's driving a stick shift car and hasn't driven stick in forever, he is sitting there cursing after every roundabout that we're going around because the car is basically bottoming out as we're going around the roundabout. And he's sitting there cursing it out, like literally cursing out the top of his lungs. Like, this fucking roundabout. I'm sick of this shit. Like, that's basically what he was doing. So and of course, my big ass is sitting in a European car, a stick shift European car, and my knees and my face are smashing against the dashboard because he can't drive stick anymore. So like he's cursing out the roundabout. So when we see the roundabout, that's like 20 minutes from my house all of a sudden, because I don't know why you'd put one there. Like the best thing was like we literally see it and we point it out. And he's like, yeah, fuck that roundabout. He's like, I don't care. Fuck it. Like, so like that's just like, it's insane how we don't have that here and all of a sudden we do. And I'm like, oh my god, our worst fears are coming true. Our worst European fears are coming true.
Speaking of worst fears, Jesus.
Oh my god, this is too late for this.
The New Jersey Transit died, and we knew it was gonna happen.
Shocker! Fork found in the kitchen. like
fork found in the kitchen.
What? We're speaking different languages.
Is that Klingon? What the hell was that? Like, wait a minute. I've never heard someone pronounce every single word with an F in front of it before. That was interesting. I want to know what fork found in fiction is.
Speaking of that, oh god, this is such a bad segue. How was the Poconos?
Oh yeah, because we didn't cover that. I don't know why we didn't. A lot of things have happened this week.
No, but you loved it. That's just the long and short of it.
I embraced my inner hillbilly on Sunday. It was literally like, it was by far the most. Listen, nothing brings Americans together more than loud engines and muffled PA systems.
Nothing brings America together more than the UFC at the White House and NASCAR.
Well, the best part was, I've never been to a sporting event. It's motorsports. It's a little bit different, but still sports. Sporting event where they literally don't stop you if you have a bag. They don't stop you if you have a cooler. They don't stop you. Like, you can basically open carry at the Poconos.
You can open carry. Like, you can essentially open carry. It's not
like people are carrying in, like, literally like the least most stereotypical hillbillies you could possibly imagine are literally like with a Dale Earnhardt Jr. like t-shirt, cowboy hat, don't tread on
my
me.
Kind of people.
Yeah, a don't tread on me towel and all this kind of stuff. Like, they're rolling their coolers, because their coolers are basically like rollaway suitcases at this point. Like, they pretty much have these full on like cases of alcohol, and they're like, keep going. Don't stop unless someone stops you. Like, they say that the European mind can't comprehend this, but the non-hillbilly mind can't comprehend this. Because I'm walking, I'm like, wait a minute, shouldn't he be stopped? Shouldn't he be stopped? Shouldn't he be like? I'm looking at this, I'm like, no one's stopping these guys. Like, they could just carry in a whole damn like 24 pack of beer to a NASCAR race. Like, I'm like, this is phenomenal. Like, where was this?
And you bought a shirt for $35.
Oh my god, best purchase right here. Best purchase I have ever made in my entire life.
The Danny Hamlin Minions special car.
Best purchase I've ever made in my entire life. All of this. This is phenomenal. Like, this to me, it might end up being. I swear to God, I honestly, I wish I was exaggerating. I don't think I am. Like, if this is the high point of my life, it honestly might be the high point of my life. Going to the Poconos to watch a NASCAR race might be the greatest moment in my life, and that's not even an exaggeration. Like, marriage, no. Kids, no. Possibly buying a house someday, no. NASCAR race in Poconos, yes. Because
right.
Oh my god, I've never had such a more laid back, fun time in my life at a sporting event. Like, the thing is, like, when you have also no rooting interest in it, because it's not the Eagles, Devils, Yankees, Nets, whatever.
I mean, for you, it's just Toyota racing.
Oh yeah, it was good to see Denny Hamlin. Like, I'm really actively cheering on Denny Hamlin, because I'm a Toyota guy. But like, and listen, any hillbilly wants to fight me on that, go ahead. Screw your Chevy and your Ford. So I don't care. I'm a Toyota driver. I drive a RAV4. But like, that was phenomenal. Like,
I'm just gonna pause you right there because I want people to understand something. And I've never experienced it, and I want to. But even me not experiencing, going to any racing event, Formula One, IndyCar, NASCAR, any local racing,
even drag racing.
it changes your perspective on racing.
Yeah, it does.
Forever.
It does.
So tell me about that, because that's the important
like,
thing that I wanted to
like,
get out.
You know, growing up, obviously, like, you know, like growing up, I liked, you know, I liked fast cars as a little kid. Every little kid does at some point. But like, I was never like a NASCAR guy. Like, I didn't get into it like that. I mean, like, I played a couple video games. I have a couple NASCAR video games I play here and there, whatever.
I told you to get 03. 03 was my.
I have, yeah, I have that. I have NASCAR 07. Like,
yeah.
But like, you know,
Chase for the
like,
Cup 07? Yeah, it's Chase for the Cup, right? 07?
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, you know, and of course seeing it on TV, like when you watch it on FS1 when they show the races and things like that, like, you know, I'll sit there and watch it and I'm like, I'll have it on as like background, whatever. If there's no Yankees, if there's nothing else on, I'll watch it. I'm like, okay, you know, it's really cool. But
except Daytona. Daytona, we're all over it.
Well, yeah. But like, you know, but at the same time, like the Tricky Triangle is literally one of the granddaddies of motorsports. So like, you know, like everybody knows when you say the Poconos, they think you're automatically going to go to a NASCAR race because that's how synonymous the Poconos is with NASCAR. But like the crazy thing is like I knew it was loud, obviously, because that's a lot. It's 40 cars going at 200 plus miles an hour. Like it just is what it is. Yeah. But you know, because I've been to Monster Jam events where I've heard loud engines and things like that, and you know, and big, you know, kind of oversized. And also, once again, European mind can't comprehend this because it's louder, it's bigger. So you know, but like, yeah. But at the same time, like I'm sitting there watching the start of that race, and I was like just zoned, like I was locked in the entire 160 laps. I'm like, this is phenomenal. I'm like, we got to see a crash happen in front of us. I'm like, this is great. Like. There's only 2 crashes in the entire race, but still it was cool to see it happen right in front of us. Like maybe about a little off to the side, but like right in front of us, right here during the race. And to see so many cars flying that fast, you're just like you hear people drive down your block and they fly at like or what you perceive as flying down your block at like 60 miles an hour, but like
70, 80.
But imagine a super tuned race car doing 200. Like literally down a straightaway, which is where most of us are sitting, right at the finish line, and hearing, like you're hearing that nonstop, and it's like it. I can understand why they call it an adrenaline rush, why they call it like a thrill to like see like NASCAR racing because it really is like.
Yeah. Any motor racing. I
just can't imagine. Like, and the thing is. People say like, oh, like people look at racing and they go, oh, that's easy to do. But I'm like, you got to realize the amount of G forces and how fast you are moving in a car.
4 or 5 Gs. And you're hot, and you're wearing 2 layers of clothes. And
the thing is, like, everybody's like, oh, why are like the drivers strapped in so tight? Because they have to be. Because if they weren't, they'd be literally dying in the car. They have to be strapped in that tight. And I don't know where Rob went. There you go.
Yeah. I know, but Stephen A, when he was like, golfers are not athletes. NASCAR drivers are not athletes. They just drive a car. I was like, screw off. I'm sorry. Even golf. Screw off. I'm sorry. Screw off. Off.
Do you see how fast pit crews have to move to get the car back on track?
And they actually put in gas on like F1 nowadays.
Yeah. But people are like, oh, pit crews are not athletes. I literally see pit crews warming up, doing like now you see like football players or baseball players doing their calisthenics before a game starts. The pit crews were doing like the karaoke thing. They were literally doing like lunges and stuff in the pit before the race was starting to get themselves limber because they have to get the car, like they have to do the pit work so fast. They have to move fast. So they have to be athletic enough to do that.
If you mess up, and this is for any motorsport, and I get it, F1 doesn't do gas anymore because it causes fires. I question that a lot. I know it happened, but IndyCar does gas, NASCAR does gas. Anyway, aside from that, the level of speed and precision is insane because if you mess up by even a second, you are screwed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you screwed your driver. That simple.
Like there was literally one guy in the race. I forget. He drove the monster. Was it Monster? No, one. I forget what the hell that the car
It's
ran.
fine. It's fine. Yeah.
But the number 97 car he literally after like every like few laps kept pulling into the pit to get the car fixed because something was wrong with his
with
tires.
the car. Yeah.
Or you could hear it when he was pulling into the pit too. You could hear as he's pulling into the pit, slowing down. You can hear something's wrong with the car from the stands.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they kept fixing it, and every time he kept peeling off, it didn't sound right. Came back in so you're wasting valuable time to have to keep pitting like that because the car is not right.
Yeah.
So like that's the difference between you finishing in first and quite literally in last.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I got. All right. That's all we got. I extended the time because I wanted to make sure that we did the Poconos thing. I'm forgetting. It's been a long week. Okay. Been a lot to do. All right. Thank you guys for joining us as always. Scoop, let us out here, boy.
Yes. And just want to give one more shout out and thank you to Kurt and Kenny who have allowed us to take the reins on this time slot in the recent past and for the next little while. Very grateful to be able to stand in for a little bit and also have this awesome crew here. And tomorrow, Brandon, we will miss you, but we're looking forward to seeing what happens. Hopefully, your luck kind of recalibrates when it comes to being in attendance for these particular games.
It's been good overall. Just that I'm off to an 0-1 start this season.
Yeah. By the way, Scoop, for tomorrow, I'll be backstage like the majority of the time, except when we do like World Cup stuff. I'll be backstage most of the time. It's just we had a lot to do.
Sounds good. And then looking forward to having our guy Michael Olson returning and joining us. There'll be a lot of great content tomorrow, and Brandon will have you back on the 24th. So in not quite a week yet, because now it's Thursday here, but until then, looking forward to hearing about everything that you experience tomorrow at the game. Most importantly, of course, hopefully AW. Rob, thanks again for all you did. Thank you for that incredible news about Amazon. That's super exciting.
Well, I can't believe it's so easy to do. Once I figure, it takes like a month or two, but once it gets done, it gets done.
Yeah, and we will, excuse me, be back tomorrow with the rest of the coverage on What's the Scoop, episode, I believe, 118. And until then, you guys have a nice evening, and please tune in tomorrow night. Brandon, we'll see you next week. Have a good night, fellas.
Peace.